is something slightly more sophisticated than your everyday cooking sauce. It's called Sizzle and Stir from Chicken Tonight. And this is the tikka masala variety. You get 2 pots, you see. The first spices the chicken and turns it tikka red. One feels like chicken tonight, chicken tonight. Then the second pot gives you a masterful masala sauce. Chicken Tonight, Sizzle and Stir. One could say it's a game of 2 halves.
So what do you think? Could one say it is a game of 2 halves? Because, I mean, all I can say to that is,
Chicken Tonight, Sizzle and Stir.
No, hold on. Yeah, it's this bit. What happens if I do this? I think that's the best moment in the history of British TV, is Ian Wright trying to say the word stir in a posh voice. Stir! Anyway, yeah. That's enough of Ian Wright. Here is the list. Yes, the Game Boy Killer list, which currently has 212 games, or 215 games if you want to count the games below the buffer zone. And as you can see, last time we got a new entry to the top 5 with Soul Falchion, which is, yeah, basically King of Fighters 96, but not quite. It's got its own characters, but ultimately falls down slightly due to a lack of dip switch settings, at least that I'm aware of. There doesn't seem to be any way to access them. And when you're that high up on the list, things like that are going to cost you multiple places. But yes, so as you see Soul Falchion in the top 5. I only got to rank a few games last time because so much of my time was taken up by having to look at RPGs and, you know, board games and whatever, that I didn't have a clue on how to play and weren't really able to rank them. You know, I didn't just want to just put them in a random spot on the list because that would just feel unfair and kind of stupid. So I decided not to do that. But hey, we did get to play such classics as Fire Dragon, also in the top 100, and of course Zook Hero Z, which is kind of a hot mess of a game, but it does have some interesting ideas that keeps it from the lower reaches of the list, which is home to such non-classics as Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, Super Donkey Kong 3, Aladdin, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. You'll also notice, by the way, I have or you will notice as of right now, that I have altered the bottom of this list a bit. So as you can see, there were a number of games that I disqualified, mostly from the Saturn 31-in-1 stream, because I couldn't find any evidence of these games getting standalone releases. But I at least decided to acknowledge that I have looked at these games, so here they are. Mostly bad games, for what it's worth, like, I mean, Small Gorilla and Block, just games that no one in the right mind would ever actually want to play. I mean, Warfleet was so bad it was originally in the buffer zone, that's how bad that was. Or below the buffer zone, I should say. I mean, like, even Explosive Brick 94, which is entirely fine, would no longer be in the bottom, or sorry, it would no longer be in the top 100 if it was still on the main list. It would be outside the top 100. It would be, I don't know, 110? Somewhere like that. But anyway, let's take a look at some other games today. Also, I'm going to turn this TV down, just so that the audio doesn't echo on the stream, because I want it to sound halfway decent. But yes, it is still this multi-cart, because I wanted to take a look at all the games on it. I didn't really get a chance to look at all of them. So, yeah, saw a whole load of RPGs and turn-based, like, board games and whatever. Things like Crazy Monopoly 2 and Sango Ra, Sanctity Monster, and all that sort of thing. But I've gotten all of those games out of the way. So now we're taking a look at games 10 through to 16, since I did look at the last 2 games last time, so no real reason to go through those again. But yeah, last time we looked at Zook 1, now we get to look at Zook 2. So let's see how Zook 2 compares to the original. So far, looks a little bit like the original. Let's see what they did. So we got some different Robot Masters or Mavericks or whatever they're supposed to be in this game. I don't know if they ever actually came up with names for them, but just taking a wild guess. So here we go, we have Storm Eagle 2, Revenge of Storm. And then we've got Wispy Woods after someone cut off the top of it. And Iceman 2, The Iceman Cometh Again. And not Fireman. Or actually, no, it looks like a halfway point between Fireman and maybe a Digimon. And then, yep, there's Zook himself. So, let's see. Or is that meant to be Zook? I can't really tell. I'm guessing one of them is meant to be equivalent to Zook. Anyway, Zook Hero 2. So this one has an actual options menu that I don't know how to navigate. So like this, yeah. But hey, this time we have 7 No, sorry, we still have 6. For some reason I thought the Z was a Robot Master, I don't know why. Also note, save. This game does have a save feature. Actually, what happens if I select save? Don't think that actually did anything. Well, let's just go to the first level. The default one. Here's the song I heard a lot a while ago. Also, yeah. So as you can see, compared to Zook Hero 1, so they've updated the graphics a little bit. I think the sprite you play as, they altered it slightly. But aside from that, it looks very much alike to the first game. Same basic gameplay. But, you know, to be fair, you could also say that for the actual Mega Man games on Game Boy, they were largely kind of the same deal from game to game. But, you know, those did generally improve over time, but largely, more or less. Also, don't know what I'm supposed to do here, other than that, I guess. Also, yeah, good luck dealing with the enemy patterns in this game. Like, some of them are just so fast that you really can't react to them. Which, suffice to say, was not a problem with the first game, for the most part. Like, you know, the enemies in the first game moved at a normal speed, you could react to them. It's kind of funny, because the Mega Man games, on the Game Boy at least, I haven't played the ones on Game Boy Color, but for the monochrome games, I found those ones to be too slow. Certainly the first 3 games, at least. I found those games to be too slow. This game I actually find to be too fast. Like, the enemies, you just can't react to them. And it's weird, because Zook Hero 1 didn't really have that problem. It's really only became a problem with this game. So I don't really know what they broke between games. Again, it's just kind of weird, because again, Zook Hero 1 didn't have that problem. And also, I don't know how you meant to get past that bit without taking damage. But like, just see like the enemy patterns. It's like they went, okay, how do we iterate on the first game? Let's make it more difficult. But they didn't really know how to do it well. It's just, okay, let's just make the enemies twice as fast. So you can't really react to them. You just have to blindly run into them and hope you don't get hit. So that flame just despawned. Okay, that was weird. Again, don't know how you meant to do that without taking damage. Yep, don't know how you meant to do that. Unless there's something I'm missing. Well, no, because it's basically the same screen as the first game. I mean, they've updated the graphics a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of looks like the same deal. Still got to collect 4 armor pieces like the first game. You've still got the H and S power up. So H is health, S is going to be replenish your weapons. Now, one thing that I do like over the original game is those save points, which is something that you didn't get in Mega Man. Also, yeah, same mini-boss music as the first game. Although, to be fair, this was probably my favourite song in the original game, so I can't say I'm really complaining. Also, yeah, how you meant to dodge that, I don't know. Like, look at how fast the projectiles are. Like, how are you meant to dodge this shit? I mean, I can get how you get past that first bit with the timing. Like, I mean, that would be possible with some practice, but yeah, I don't know what you meant to do there. Yeah, don't know how you meant to dodge that. I guess just take the hit and just move on. Okay, here we go. And I've lost most of my health already, which is a great sign. And naturally they put most of the enemies over pits, so you can't collect any power-ups. It's like, you don't need power-ups. Which, again, not really a problem with the first game. It's kind of weird, like, because there were a number of problems that the original game had, and this really does not... I don't know, it's like they made a number of changes to Zook, but none that really serve to fix the problems of the original, except for the, you know, the checkpoint system. I mean, they have improved on that, to be fair. Like, at least this game, it's far more opaque as to where the checkpoints are. So I will give it credit for that. I mean, like, that was one of the big problems that the Mega Man games have in general, I find, is the fact that they don't tell you where any of the checkpoints are. And at least it still lets you continue after the boss fights. Like, you know, if you fight a mid-boss, you don't have to fight that mini boss again, unless you lose all of your lives and have to restart the level, but that's normal for Mega Man. But again, like, how are you meant to dodge this thing? It's impossible. Again, the bullets are way too fast to move past, like, you can't outrun them, and they shoot too rapidly. So there's really no good way to deal with most of the enemies in this. Which, again, was not a problem with the first game. I'll say this, though. I do like the graphics. I mean, like, this game looks good for Game Boy. But, it's like I said with the first game. There's a real lack of polish to this that they really could have done with improving. Also, the power-up seems stingier, but I'm not sure if that's a case of their... I don't know if that's changes to spawn rate drops, or if the game simply has fewer enemies that you can actually kill. But, like, you look at where this enemy is positioned, like, you have no choice but to get hit. Because, like, it's impossible to shoot it without taking damage because of where the flames are located. Unless maybe you have some kind of weapon that shoots down. Okay, here we go. Also, yeah, there doesn't seem to be much reason to use the charged-up shot most of the time, except maybe against the bosses. Because most of the enemies die in one hit anyway. So here we go, getting our save points. I'm guessing there's something if I go up here, maybe? Okay, so I've got my health back at least. Oh! Okay, so I guess I got the piece? You get equip for head! Great. Hold on, what happens if I go to save? I'm guessing that just saves my progress. It's like... Yeah, it's like, you got the head. And of course, just like the first game, you have to redo the whole level after you collect the piece, which, again, was really one of my complaints about the original, the fact that you couldn't just continue from the midpoint in the level. And it's even worse here. Not only is this the sequel, and you would hope that they would be able to fix that after the first game, but also you have the save feature now. Like, you think you would just go back to the save point. So yeah, I don't think the spawn rates have necessarily changed. I think it is just a case of the game gives you fewer enemies that you can actually kill. Not to mention the fact that some of them just fly off screen before you even get a chance to react to them. Unless you know that they're going to be there in advance, you're not going to hit them. Which, again, not really a problem in the original. Like, the enemies in the first game were a lot slower. Like, they kind of moved at, like, a reasonable speed. Quick enough that you had to react reasonably fast, but not so quick that you couldn't hit them. I don't know, it's like this game is... It's like they learned all the wrong lessons from the mistakes they made with the first game. I mean, I guess if nothing else, I can at least get those body parts without needing a specific weapon to do it. Although, how much that really helps, I'm not sure. Because the thing is, I mean, you could beat all the stages and then just go back and get them anyway. And there's no real disadvantage to doing that, because the fact that the game forces you to replay the whole level if you do that. Like, when you collect the piece. And it's like, well, how am I supposed to react to the enemy? You can't. Like, even if you know it's there, you have to know the exact timing to actually try to hit it. I'll say this though, I do like the soundtrack. You know, certainly the musician did not lose his touch after the first one. I mean, I may as well get myself killed and collect that, since I may have lives anyway. I'll try a different level. Let's try Wispy Woods. See what this one's about. Hold on, do I keep the... Yeah, okay, so if I die and then have to redo the level, I do at least get to keep that. Also interesting that it doesn't give you a continue option. I guess I figured it was kind of pointless. Also, it seems like the password system is completely removed from this game. I guess I figured since there's a save feature, there wasn't really much reason to have a password system. And I mean, having a save feature is not a bad idea. It would be nice to have both, but I'm not going to complain about that. That's like, you know, you don't have to keep entering passwords if you want to continue. It's kind of a swings and roundabouts situation, though, because if the battery dies, then you're kind of in trouble. So I get the feeling they may have taken this background from something else, but I couldn't tell you what. So that's the feel of, like, maybe a background that was from another Mega Man level. Also, yeah, the sound effects are all the same as the first one, though not much surprise there. And I think, yeah, because they do reuse a few songs from the first game. Weirdly enough, I know at least one of these stages has the mini-boss theme as, like, the level song. Which doesn't really make sense. I mean, it would make sense if it was, like, you're being chased by the mini-boss through the whole level. But, again, like, okay, you look at these attacks, and you tell me how to dodge them. Because, like, okay, you can't go all the way to the left. If I go here, I take damage from touching the boss. I don't know, it just feels like the bosses... Like, in the original game, they had patterns that made sense, and you could kind of figure out how to avoid getting hit. This game, it's kind of like it just brutalizes you. With, like, these patterns, like... You know, the projectiles are in positions... They're positioned in ways that you really cannot dodge them. Like, you cannot slide past that. Like, the game doesn't give you nearly enough of a gap to be able to do that. So it's really just a case of kill the boss before it kills you. The original game, the bosses all had strategies that you could use to kill them. And that really doesn't work here, just because the bosses are so... The patterns are so cheap. Certainly with any projectiles, they just kind of cover the whole area that you can move in. It's like, okay, well, if you go to the right, you take contact damage from the boss. If you go to the left, then you're going to get hit by the projectiles, because the game doesn't give you a space to move past them. And I think that's really the big problem with this game. Like, compared to the first one, like, the first game had its problems, and most of those problems are still in this game. But, like, actually playing the game didn't feel nearly as bad. Like, how am I meant to dodge these things? Like, they're too big, and the pattern is in such a way that, like, the thing constantly pokes out, and... Just like the first game, the hitboxes aren't very good. So it has the same problem where you really can't avoid things effectively. Also, yeah, kind of weird to just have that room there. Also, weird to have that enemy there, which wasn't there earlier. Also, I fell through the wall. Like, look at it, how glitchy it is. Like... I mean, I had one occasion playing the first game, because there are some glitches which didn't really... You know, I didn't get to show off on stream, because they just didn't happen. But, like, look at these enemy patterns. Like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, at least... Okay, one big advantage that this does have over the first game, the spikes don't kill you immediately, you just take a bit of damage. Which was one of the biggest problems with the first game. I don't know. It's just like the game has similar problems, but it's also got some different problems to the first one. Also, yeah, did you see the projectile I got hit by there? Because I sure didn't. And again, like, you see just how stupidly fast the bosses are. And sometimes they'll just dash like 2 or 3 times, and you really can't... It's like, well, how are you meant to react to that? Like, even, like the hardest, like, most cheapest Mega Man bosses, they don't tend to move this fast. Like, even, like, Ring Man is not this bad. So, again, just kind of kill the boss before it kills you. There's some semblance of strategy, but... Again, it feels like the bosses were just massively downgraded from the first game. Not in terms of effectiveness or anything like that, but just in terms of... Well, just in terms of design. It just feels far more amateurish. Like, it's weird. Like, you would think, if anything, that... Like, they would improve it over the first game. And instead... Yeah, it just feels significantly worse. Not in all areas, but in certainly some of the areas where it matters most. In terms of just how it plays. Because, like, I have my reservations with the first game. I don't think the first game is very good, in all honesty. It's a game that had a lot of potential to be great and just doesn't quite get there. And this game fixes a couple of things and breaks others. It's weird. And again, like, the enemies, like, there are some where you would expect them to take a lot of hits, and they just don't. It's really only the bosses that... where using the, charge shot is really, like, useful. Then you got stuff like this. It's like, oh, well, you can't collect it, because it's inside the platform. I know regular Mega Man games are not perfect in that regard. Like, you can occasionally get power-ups spawn in places where you can't possibly collect them, but... Also, yeah, you may notice this song is... Yeah, this is one of the tracks they reused from the first game. It's kind of like a weird mix of new songs and just songs that just got recycled from the first game. Also, look at this. Just keep sliding forever if you want to. Also, you can despawn the enemies, kind of like Ninja Gaiden, where if you go to the exact spot where the enemy would spawn, and go back to that pixel, it will just despawn them from existence. Which is good. Also, it's really confusing. So not only does climbing the ladders just frequently not work as it's supposed to, where you climb into the wall instead, which, again, I don't remember being a problem with the first one. But sometimes it looks like you can move left or right off the screen, and then it just turns out you can't. Like, they couldn't just put a wall there to let you know you can't go that way. It just doesn't make sense. Which, again, like, wasn't a problem with the first game. So I'm not sure if all the levels in this have mini-bosses or not. I do seem to recall, sometimes the save thing can glitch out. I don't know if it happens in the original version, but there are certainly versions of this Also, yeah, you notice the other problem where some of the enemies are just programmed to constantly occupy the spot that you're on. Which I know that there were enemies in Mega Man that did that, but again, those enemies were usually slower than you are. When they're faster than you, it just makes it 10 times worse. But then you got stuff like this, where, again, it's like I was saying, you would think you can go left or right off the screen. No, you can only go up. Despite what the graphics would suggest. But, yeah, it's like I'm basically forced to select this weapon to get rid of this piece of shit. Like, I don't know what happened to the design between this and the first game, but something seriously went wrong. I'll say that. Though actually, I think for this boss I will actually try the weapon just to see... just to see what happens if I die. And have the weapon equipped. So I think this may actually be the right weapon anyway. So it doesn't seem like you can charge up the weapons in this one. I don't think. Maybe they, just because I keep getting hit constantly, it won't let me. Yes, this really does kind of feel like they saw Stormy go. But again, like, how are you meant to react to this? The boss is, like, 10 times faster than you are. Yeah, it seems like the only strategy that works is stand in the corner. Yeah, this is it. This is your amazing boss fight. Stand in the corner and just wait for him to swoop down. And this is it. This is all you do. It's like I said, again, something about the boss design in this. And I'm not talking graphically, I'm just talking about the patterns. There's a real amateurish feel to them. In a way that I wouldn't... So, like, I would not use that description for the first game. The bosses could be annoying in the first game, but, like, in a similar way that Mega Man bosses can sometimes be annoying. Show this level. Yeah, this is one of the levels that has the mini-boss theme as the level song, which doesn't really make sense, because it's not like I'm being chased by a mini-boss. It just feels really out of place. Like, maybe if they had a different mini-boss in this game, maybe it would make more sense. I'm not sure. Or at least it would make sense if you hadn't played the first one. So, like, you look at stuff like that, so what am I supposed to do? It's like, yeah, you tell me to avoid that. It's like trying to dodge rain in a thunderstorm. Okay, it's like trying to dodge the Jehovah's Witnesses. It's just not happening, you know. They're gonna go accost you no matter what. Yeah, here's Bert. You can sod off and die. Yeah, it's like trying to dodge spammers on Twitch. And yeah, like, you tell me how to dodge that, because it's not like you can stand between them. I guess you just have to immediately move to the right. But, okay. But, like, okay, look at this pattern. Look at this enemy's pattern and tell me how I'm meant to hit this enemy without taking damage. Because I can tell you, there's only one solution here, and that's to do this. But again, it's kind of weird how you cannot charge weapons up in this game. It's like they realized that the first game had an issue where you had to waste ammo to be able to charge the weapon, and decided that the only solution that they could come up with was to just remove the feature entirely. That was one of the things I kind of liked about the first game, was the fact that it had that feature, and now it's just gone. Oh, this is some Action 52 in your pants right here. This really is like the kind of like behavior I expect from an Action 52 game. At times. Okay, so I think there's probably going to be a mini boss here, isn't there? Oh, maybe not. Oh! Thank you, Grey Skull. How are you doing? I am here playing, or attempting to play, some Zook Hero 2. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all enjoying the jams that this game has. Which really is the best part of the game. Ooh. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, how am I meant to dodge that? It's like, no, it just slams into you. There's no gap. Oh. Oh, well, thank you. I'm going to need some luck against this. I mean, look at this pattern. But, yeah, here I am playing some Zook 2. And then later we'll get to see other classics like West Story. And, what was the other game? Emo Dao? Whatever you call it. But, I hope you're all doing well. And, yeah, I've gotten a couple of the weapons, but, yeah, you tell me what I'm supposed to do there. Because if anyone's got an answer for that, I would love to know it. If there are any Zook Hero 2 experts in chat who want to tell me how to do this. Okay, I've got an idea. Let's try this weapon out, see if it works. Oh, first I have to kill this thing. Like, what even is this enemy? Is it meant to be a ghost? Unfortunately, I can't pause the game and show it off. So if I pause the game, it brings up the menu. I can't tell what the finger's meant to be in the middle. It's weird. It is weird. Okay, let's see what we got. No! No, I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, hold on. Is there a way to cheese this? Can I stand on the right? This is probably not going to work, but I've tried anyway. Nope. Don't know what you're supposed to do here. I mean, the only other strategy I can think of is maybe try to do the charge shots. Maybe it's weak to those. Now, if this is like Zook 1, when I beat the 3rd level, or when I beat a 3rd level... Okay, so technically you can duck onto that, but I think you need perfect timing to do it. And some of them, you can't dodge them. Ugh. No! Like, I don't think you can dodge that. I think this is one of those games where touching any part of the boss will just cause instant damage. Yeah, like that. Like, I'm guessing maybe this boss has a certain weakness, but I don't know what that weakness is. And it's most likely not the weapons that I've got. Okay, so I barely made it. Okay, let's see if I can do this level. Because I do want to see what happens when I beat, well, a 3rd level. Because if it's like the first game, it will send me to like another set of levels. And I kind of want to see what that looks like. So like I say, I've beaten the first game before. I've never played this game as much, though. I never finished it. But again, like, you see how the enemies just track your movement? You know, similar to certain enemies in Mega Man, but again, they tend to move a lot faster. Which is kind of the real problem. Actually, no. I was going to say, do those spikes kill me instantly if I touch them? I'm not going to test that, because I want to actually try to finish this level. Before I do anything else. But yeah, it's like some of the enemies, it really feels like you have no choice but to get hit. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, and there is some sort of secret to this that I'm missing. But I'm not entirely convinced. I mean, given how much of a hot mess the first Zook Hero was, I'm inclined to think that, no, this probably is just kind of a mess. Also, yeah, I guess if you choose to go left, you're just kind of stuck, and then have to go back and then go right. But, like, okay, what am I supposed to do there? It's like, oh, just climb up into the set of enemies. And I don't think I can jump up to the right, and even if I could, I need a specific weapon to take them out. Which, granted, I do have that weapon. But it just doesn't feel like a good design choice. So I'm going to beat this stage. You know, I've got the weapon pickups if I need them. Or the weapon... Oh, not the weapon pickups. The item, like, health reserve things that I picked up earlier. But, like, okay, you try reacting to half of these enemies. Like, I know it was bad in something like R-Type on Game Boy. I mean, that's kind of bad, but... yeah, this is worse. Also, I'm going to assume we can destroy this wall, but in the interest of just beating the level, I'm going to ignore that. Because, as evidenced on the first level, if you decide to get the body parts that you need to finish the game, if it's like the first one, you actually have to redo the whole level, and I'm not going to do that. Yeah. You can see the movements a bit all over the place. Like, I seem to move, like, partway into that rock, even though it's meant to be solid ground. Also, that monkey face looks kind of familiar, but I can't place it. And then you got problems like that, where it looks like you're shooting the enemy, but it turns out that the bullet is like a pixel too low. Okay. So what have we got going on here? Well, might as well save here, just in case. I mean, I don't know what saving mid-level does. Like, if you... because if I die, it just sends me back to the stage select screen anyway, so I'm not entirely sure what the point of that is. Okay, let's see if this weapon works. Yeah, I think it may, actually. It seems to do 2 hits of damage. So the name of this game is Zook Hero 2. So basically, if you've never played it, it's kind of like a weird Mega Man X bootleg. And there was a Zook Hero 1 that I played on the previous stream. And like I said, I did beat the first one. I'm not sure I'd really want to bother with this one, though. But let's see what happens when I beat this boss. I do like this colour scheme, though. It's nice purple. Oh, one more hit will do it. Oh, no, will do. There we go. Stage complete. Also, thank you for the follow, Grammy Jammer. Appreciate it. I will say this, I mean, graphics are quite good, though I do get the feeling that graphic on the top is maybe ripped off from something else. Hold on, do I get to play stage Z, or whatever? So you got the Z stage and the Skull stage, where in the original, you did the Z stages after the first 3 levels, and then you did the other stages after that. Okay, let's just briefly look at this level, see what's going on, and then we'll move on to ranking it. So I think this is another track they reused from the first game. Also, yeah, like, what even is this thing? Yeah, so the sound driver in this is actually taken from... what was it called? Mega Man 5 on Game Boy, which I did look at before. And, yeah, the sound effects are all taken directly from that. I think the music tracks in this are all original, for what it's worth. And to be fair, again, the music in it is really good. Although I get the feeling that sprite that went past may be a bit glitched. It looked glitched to me, anyway. You have to hit its eyes and hope for the best. Okay, so that is the strategy. So there just is no strategy. I'm going to assume that you need a certain weapon to defeat it quicker. Okay, well, at least the obstacles here make a bit more sense. I'm sorry, that just looks like a glitch to me. That does not look intentional. Also, yeah, so I note that some of the spikes do still kill you instantly and other ones don't, which is weird. In the original, it was at least consistent, it was annoying, but it was consistent. So I'm actually not emulating this. This is actually my real cartridge. This isn't an actual 18-in-1 that I'm playing on my Game Boy player. And it has to be the Game Boy player, because these are all Game Boy Color games, or some of them are at least. So this looks a little bit like Crystal Man's level from Mega Man 5 to me. Granted, that may be coincidence, because I can't remember if Crystal Man... Was Crystal Man in Mega Man 4 on Game Boy? I think it might have been. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure it was. So I remember the rendition of his theme. Quite a good rendition, for what it's worth. But it's kind of interesting how with the real Mega Man games generally got better as they progressed, and this really did not. There is actually a third game on Game Boy Advance. I've never played it for more than 5 minutes, and I'm not covering Game Boy games as part of this series. They're kind of outside the scope of it. But okay, let's see what this mini boss is going on. Let's see if there's an actual pattern to doing it, because I want to see just how bad these get, considering what the last one was like. Okay, well this one at least makes some kind of sense. It's like, okay, you gotta dodge the rockets. Although weirdly, this looks less like a Mega Man boss and more like, I don't know, like R-Type. Okay, well this one at least kind of makes sense. It's still too fast, but it at least has a pattern you can discern. You can make sense out of it. Not entirely sure how you dodge the rockets, but... Ugh. And I'm also just sucking. No. Granted, I'm probably going to move on after this mini-boss anyway, because I do want to see what the other games on this cartridge are like. Some of them I've played a fair amount of, other ones I've not. Also noticed the sort of weird graphical glitches when I exploded there. It's nice. So, where does Zook Hero 2 go on this list? Well, if I look at the list that I've got going on here. So, Zook Hero 1 was an absolute mess of a game. Full of bugs, just weird design choices. But there were some good ideas in it, like being able to charge up the super weapons or the extra weapons that you get from the bosses. There were some good ideas with that. Like, the fact that you get more health capsules, but they don't refill the full health, I don't think is a bad idea. Like, there were some good ideas in Zook Hero 1. It just wasn't fully realised, just because of how flawed the game itself was. Just all the bugs and just lack of polish, weird control issues. Zook Hero 2... I mean, they did improve on the checkpoint system, at least, because that was one of the big problems of the first one, was a lack of checkpoints. You mostly only got them after defeating mini-bosses or getting to the main boss of the level, and those were the only checkpoints that you get, generally. Whereas in this game, the checkpoints are more clearly signposted, so you know when you're at a checkpoint, usually. It's either after a mini-boss, or it's when you get to those save points. So it's not a case of you die at the mini-boss and you have to do the whole level again. But you still have many of the same problems as the first game. The control doesn't feel any better. It's still noticeably buggy, much like the first game was. I imagine I can make it crash in the same ways that the first game did, where, say, if I keep shooting the same enemy over and over, in the first game you can make it crash by doing that, and you could probably do that with this game as well. I'm willing to bet money on that. Yeah, Mega Man games are generally quite difficult, but they're also, I would say, better balanced than this game. And, I mean, even Zook Hero 1 has a better sense of balance to it. The patterns make more sense. The enemies aren't nearly as fast, so they're reasonably fast, but you could actually react to them. Also, thank you for the follow, Liferen. Is that how you pronounce it? I apologize if I got that wrong, but thank you for the follow. And also thank you to Mr. Scully, I appreciate it. But, I don't know. I mean, other than the checkpoint system, I think this game, not only does it fail to fix the other problems of the original, but just on its own terms, it feels significantly worse. The enemies are too fast. The bosses often just have really just awful patterns that you can't really react to effectively. It really does usually feel like a case of kill them before they kill you. Or like with that one flying boss that I beat, it just... Like, you can just stand in the corner and hit the boss and never get hit yourself. Like, the first game was very unpolished, and this feels like even more unpolished than that game. So I'm literally just using the GameCube controller, just a standard one. Like, I'm sure that you can get custom controllers like 8-Bit Do, or however you pronounce that. I've got a couple of 8-Bit Do controllers. Maybe if I can get a GameCube like cable for it, maybe I could use that. Oh yes, Ian Wright. Oh yeah, I was showing this earlier.
One could say it's a game of two hearts.
Also, hello Otisbeer, how you doing? Yeah, but like I say, this is significantly worse than Zook Hero 1. Yes, this is a bootleg. But again, like, even for bootleg standards, this feels weirdly far more jank than it ought to be. And again, this is definitely not as good as Zook Hero 1. Zook Hero 1 is a mess, but I would say it is worth playing. And I can't really recommend this one. Like, it's maybe worth playing for a few minutes just to see what it's like, but I wouldn't recommend playing for it, really. Like, maybe, oh, Live for Rent. Okay, I apologise. Okay, I'll see if I can remember that. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely worse than Zook Hero Z. Flipple, an exciting cube game. I mean, I can't fault this game's excitement factor, but Flipple is a far more solid game than this. Parasol Henby is a better game. I mean, Solar Striker I find to be kind of plain, but it is certainly a better game than this. I guess really what I'm thinking is this game better than Mega Man 3? Because I really did not like Mega Man 3 at all. I found the level design to be just kind of... The levels in that game were way too long. The checkpoint system was awful. And... Like you play... Like Dustman's level is worse than anything in Zook Hero Z. And honestly, I might be able to... I might also be inclined to say that that is also true for Zook Hero 2. Zook Hero 2 may be a complete mess, but... Mega Man 3 should be way better than it actually is. Like, I do not like Mega Man 3 at all. This game... There are a couple of things about it that I like. Like, at the very least, the checkpoint system, I think, makes it more tolerable to play than Mega Man 3. But it's not necessarily that much better. It's better than Castlevania Legends. It's definitely better than Castellion. Castellion is awful. Like, that game is evil. This game feels like it might be evil by accident. Castellion is definitely on purpose. It's better than Corrodice. It's better than Versus Battler. Versus Battler, there's really not much of a game to it. Oh yeah, the Pocket Bootleg. Wait, Ratman? Okay, what game is that? I don't remember that one. I certainly don't have it on cartridge. Also, you're going to a beer fest in town? Ooh. Well, do you live up to your name? Do you have plenty of the beers? But, I mean, is this better than Castlevania The Adventure? Because Castlevania The Adventure is way too slow. This game is way too fast. But at least in Castlevania The Adventure, you can generally react to what's happening around you. It is frustrating. But I think that game maybe has a bit more merit to than this. Not to mention the fact that that game is from 1989. So I'm going to say it's worse than Castlevania The Adventure. But it's not one of the worst games I've played. But again, it should be way better than it is. So, for those of you who missed the cartridge I'm playing. So like I say, this is a real cartridge that I'm playing here. Now, like I say, I've played all of the games up to Zook 2. I've also played Magic Ball and Fire Dragon, which are basically, I don't know, kind of like a weird mini-golf style thing. And Snake. Those are what are essentially that. Yes, too fast. Well, fast is good, too fast is bad. Let's put it that way. Certainly when it comes to games, at least. But, okay, let's see what the rest of these games are like. So firstly, we've got West Story. Also, yeah, these games are all in Chinese. I actually did get this cartridge imported, like, at least a decade ago at this point. And I've only just really gotten around to playing this cartridge properly, outside of a couple of the games on it. Now, thankfully, the games that we all have left are action games, so I will actually be able to cover these at least. Unfortunately, because this is in Chinese, I don't know what the story is. I'm just going to assume it's Journey to the West, reinterpreted as a video game. Because there are tons of games based on that. All your favourites like Super Monkey Daiboken, and of course, Dragon Ball Shenlong no Nazo, all your favourites. But let's see what West story is like. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what the Chinese title is. I looked it up online, and online sources just refer to it as a West story. Okay, so the A button is the bomb button, B is shoot. So, yeah, this is a bit of a different one. So, most of the games I looked at last time from Vast fame were RPGs, or board games, or whatever. But we didn't see any shooters from them. But they did make a couple of shooters, and this is one of them. So, I don't know if you've noticed this, but one thing that's really strange about this game is that you could not move diagonally. I don't know why, they only managed it in every other shoot-'em-up game ever made. Enslaved? I'm not familiar with that one. I know Ganso Sayuki Super Monkey Daiboken. Also, not sure how I feel about the sound effect. But I do recognise the audio. I think they actually took this from Parodius, or as I'm going to call it, Parodius, just to annoy everyone. Okay, let's try to power up this yellow weapon. I guess this is kind of the default. Nope, and I picked up the red one by accident. Great. Andy Circus? There's an Andy Circus game? Okay, that's the first I've heard of that. This is from Parodius, isn't it? Because I know there was a Parodius for Game Boy, but I don't think I've ever really sat down and played it much. I've played the SNES game, and I played the NES game a little bit. I was never a huge fan of Parodius. I always felt it kind of had the same problems as Gradius. You know, that kind of, you die and you may as well have to reset the game. Like, it's got that problem. Okay, let's see if I can get the green weapon. Where's the green one? It is this one. Also, I do apologise for my voice, by the way. So, last night, I may have worn my voice out a little bit. I wasn't streaming or anything. Basically, I was out shopping. And while I was out shopping, I went to the supermarket that plays background music as you shop. All your favourite hits. And one of the songs they happened to play while I was there was Someone You Loved. The Lewis Capaldi song. And me being me, I naturally, while in the supermarket, had to take the piss out of it. You know, back in 2019, I thought that Someone You Loved was one of the worst songs ever written, but, you know, in 2025, as an enlightened fellow, I have to, you know, I've revised my opinion on the song, and I do now think of it as one of the worst songs ever written. Also, this blue weapon is bad, if only for the sound effects. I'm going to try not to pick that one if I can help it. Yeah, like... No! I didn't want the blue weapon! Stop collecting that! Who even are these enemies? Are these relevant to Journey to the West? I don't think they are. You know, I should probably try to actually read Journey to the West at some point. I've never done it. I'm not much of a literature person, but I do want to improve at least a little bit. So, here we are. Goku just hunting around a cave. Like, you think he'd be flying around in the sky. What was he doing in a cave? And what's with all the extra lives? I don't know if the power-ups are in the same spot every time. But it feels like the game loves giving those out. Though the Zook games kind of did the same thing, so, I mean, I'm hardly surprised. Also, yeah, again, good luck dodging half the projectiles. I mean, it kind of makes more sense in a game like this, because at least here you're expected to shoot constantly. That's just generally how these games tend to work. But I think the real problem, a lot of these projectiles, you can't really make them out from the background. Like, they're just too dark. And I'm probably about to die. Let's see if I can not die. I was just going like, what if someone you loved, except it was Ace of Spades? Just replace the whole song with it. Don't forget the Joker. Okay, I don't really need any more power-ups. Because it's probably in my best interest to hold on the power-ups I've already got. And, because, yeah, if I swap weapons, it gets downgraded immediately, so it's basically a case of go for one weapon and stick with it. At least the power-ups can go through walls. So I've got that going for me. But again, not being able to move diagonally is just bizarre. Like, I literally can't think of another shooter that only lets you move in the cardinal directions. Like, even Action 52, you could move diagonally. It's weird. You know what? I have not read into it. Okay, so now we get the boss. Fighting... Is this the pig character that I'm meant to be fighting against? Okay, what is going on? Okay, how am I meant to dodge that? No, okay, I guess just shoot at it until it dies. Yeah, this is definitely the parody of soundtrack. I recognise the song. There's actually a Harry Potter bootleg, which I think is... It's not a reskin of this, or maybe it is. But there was a Harry Potter shooter, which is basically like this game, except they changed the theme. But it's the same music, same basic gameplay. But, yeah, it kind of has a lot of the same problems as the last game. It's weird how in certain ways Fast Fame actually seems to go backwards over time. I mean, granted, like, I'm not really qualified to talk about their RPGs. I mean, maybe those games are actually really good, and I'm just not. I'm just too much of a pea-brain to understand them. Entirely possible, because, like I said, they're not really my thing. Terrible club R&B tracks. What is it? Does it have, like, the Wiggle It song? Also, I do note that I lose my power-ups when I die. Like, as in, like, the collectible obliterate all the enemies on screen. So if you're about to die, you may as well just spam them anyway. Kind of a shame that this doesn't have an original soundtrack, though. That was one of the things that, yeah, Vast Fame were kind of good at. And here they just didn't bother. It's like, yeah, we don't need an original soundtrack, we're just going to rip off an existing one. But, yeah, I've never worked in a club, I don't know what it's like. Is that an actual song? Was that like a hit song, or is that just like a song request? Ugh. You know, I remember going to a supermarket recently, it's like, here's the Skibbity toy line. Ugh. I mean, to be fair, I imagine what I was into as a kid probably made just as much sense to parents as, like, you know, in the 90s. It's like, what are the Ninja Turtles anyway? It's like, they're turtles, and they're also ninjas. And they live in New York, and have Italian names for some reason. Okay, what is this song? I've never heard of it. Like, granted, I haven't really been paying much attention to the charts in a while, but, like... I don't know. But, like, I've never heard of this song before. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, recent club hits, and I'm just thinking of the Beyonce song, the You Won't Break My Soul. But yeah, I mean, there were probably some recent hits they were playing in the supermarket yesterday. But I couldn't tell you what they are. Like, I think there was, like, an Anne-Marie one. Like, why Anne-Marie was allowed to have a career, I don't know. Like, it sings about as well as I do. There goes the alarm! Whatever that song was. Life Force? What, this game? I've got to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Life Force on the NES. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't think that game was nearly as good as the consensus makes it out to be. Like, it's a game that's good until you die, and then suddenly it becomes impossible. And that kind of kills it. Like, it's kind of weird too, because like I could beat Gradius on the NES on a good day. I could never beat Life Force without the Lives code though. I just couldn't do it. Ugh. They come from someone's head, I'm sure. At least I hope. Also, yeah, that song, I haven't got a fucking clue what that is, and I'm going to consider myself lucky that I don't know what that song is. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge shoot-'em-up person. There are some that I like playing. Like I say, I did beat Gradius on the NES. I even did it on stream once. So it's not like I can't play these games. It's just that a lot of them are just a bit too archaic. And then you have games like this that, again, it's like I was saying about Zook Hero 2. There's a real amateurish feel to just how it plays. It's I don't know. It's like they kind of just slapped everything together. Like, this feels less parodious and more like Action 52. But if Action 52 was a lot less buggy, let's put it that way. Like, the enemies just... It feels like they appear in random places. There's not really much of a semblance of a pattern. The bullets are too fast to react to. Just like an Action 52 game. Yeah, it's kind of like you just have to spam that power up and hope you don't run out. I've probably collected, what, like 10 1-ups at this point, and I'm already running out of lives. Yeah, so it's a mix. Some of the unlicensed games I've played have original music, but some of them, like this, they just rip off the soundtrack from existing games. And some of them, like, they use an original sound driver, and often you can tell. Like, the Mac and Soft games are just awful. Like, it's like the person who made it didn't... Like, I'm not convinced that person even has ears. Ugh. And presumably I gotta redo the whole level. Yep, I don't think so. I think, Yep, it's even got the Konami paw sound. Great. But anyway, yeah. Not gonna redo the whole level. Let's, try to think where this goes on the list. Because I've got to be honest, as far as shoot-'em-ups go on the Game Boy, I've played a good handful of them, and this is unquestionably one of the lesser ones. It's just, it's way too haphazard with its design. You know, where I think about something like R-Type that I played a couple episodes ago, I'm not a huge fan of it. The game is kind of evil, and it feels unnecessarily hard compared to the console versions, like the Master System and PC Engine. It feels unnecessarily harder than those, where they had to cram everything onto the screen. And largely succeeded, but not entirely. But that game is far better than this. This game, again, it really feels like they just slapped everything together at the last minute. And just hoped for the best. It's like, there really wasn't much thought put into the design. You know, it's just hold B... occasionally use the screen clear move and hope that you don't get hit constantly. Like, this is what I imagine a person who hates shoot-'em-ups think that shoot-'em-ups are like. Like, this is what I imagine those people think of these types of games. Like, they're all like this. And, yeah, like, this game is no R-Type. It just isn't. Yeah, like, the original GBA, I had one of those back in the day, and I just couldn't see the screen most of the time. Like, you have to angle it a certain way just to see what's even going on. And even then, it was a very dim screen. You know, if I'm going to play Game Boy nowadays, I'm going to play the GBA SP with its frontlit screen, or the Game Boy player. But, yeah, I mean, this is no R-Type. Armor Force is way better. I mean, I'm trying to find other shoot-'em-ups on this list. Like, Volley Fire. Like, that game is kind of messy, but it's far more interesting than this. I mean, that was basically a one-on-one shoot-'em-up game, which is something that I rarely ever come across. And West Story is far more bog-standard in its concept. It's kind of just, here is a shoot-'em-up, Journey to the West theme. Like, I've come across other shoot-'em-ups with the same theme. Cloudmaster on the Master System, which isn't a great game, but it's still better than this. You know, like, FIFA 2000 is better. And that was a tier text game, so that should tell you the level we're on. Duck Adventures is better. Vex Block is better. Bubble Bobble Jr. is certainly better. That game is kind of messy, but I'd still take it over this. I mean, Holy Magic Century, which is basically Mr. Do done badly, is at least more interesting, just because Mr. Do is something I come across a lot less. Like, there are plenty of shoot-em-ups out there. Not that many on the Game Boy, but enough so that a game like this isn't going to cut it. You know, where I think about a game like Solar Striker, I don't think much of Solar Striker, I think it's kind of bland. But it certainly works a lot better as a game than this. Like Xenon 2 Mega Blast, I think Xenon 2 has aged like milk. You know, what was once hailed as one of the best games on the Amiga, but you look at that game now, and you're like, this game is shite. But the Game Boy version, it's kind of interesting that they made it work on the Game Boy. It's not good, but I would still take it over this. Like, there was at least a little bit more thought put into the actual game design, and you have all those power-ups that you get with the shop. Like, that shop system adds something to the game. It's worse than Castlevania The Adventure, it's worse than Zook Hero 2. Because Zook Hero 2, like, I might consider playing through that if I felt particularly like I wanted more Zook Hero for whatever reason. I mean, it's worse than Castellion. I've got to be honest, I would play Castellion over this. And I would play Mega Man Dr. Wally's Revenge over this. That game is a mess, but I would still play that game over this. But it is better than Palamedes. Because Palamedes is just a really bad version. Like, that's a game you want to play the arcade or the NES versions. The Game Boy version is just rubbish. It's better than Palamedes, but it's worse than Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. It is our new number 189. Well, let's hope for something better from our final V-Fame game. And this is the last one. There are a bunch of other cartridges, or games on the cartridge, but the rest of them are all going to be by Gowin, or however you pronounce it. Rambo 1/2, I seem to recall, was just a very substandard puzzle game, I think. If it's the game I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with the Lupin the Third game. But here we go, Devilland. I think this is also known as Emo Dao. Yeah, this is the game I'm thinking of. Now, this is one that I've been looking forward to doing. So, Emo Dao, or whatever you want to call it, also known as Castlevania Emo Demo, if you want to believe old ROM names from back in the day. Yeah, I think it was a puzzle game. It was a very strange one. It was one of those kind of like early Game Boy cookie cutter puzzle games. Basically, if you want to know why it's low on the list, it's just not a especially good one. And doesn't make a good use of the license from what I remember. It's one of those games I struggle to recall what it's actually like, but yeah, it's not great. And again, the plot's all in Chinese, we'll skip that. So I think this soundtrack is original. Now, this game is actually quite interesting. Ooh, PS3. I wonder what PS triple games you got lined up. Now, this game is a bit different. So, I don't know if you've recognised this right away, but if you're into old Famicom games like I am, you will recognise what this is. Basically, what this game is, or what they were trying to do, was that they were basically trying to make, I guess, a spiritual successor to Getsu Fumaden. Now, if you don't know what Getsu Fumaden is, it was an early-ish Famicom game. It was from 1987, I think. Made by Konami. And it was actually quite an interesting game. Where, yeah, so like that game, you move to the left. And essentially, yeah, it was kind of like a simple side-scrolling platformer. Hit enemies over and over, try to get experience. I don't remember if the original game had an experience system, but it's actually a really good game, and it's a real shame that that game did not get localized, at least at the time. I do know it eventually got a follow-up, like Konami did eventually put out a sequel of sorts. I can't remember if they ever re-released the original game for the Western markets. I think they did. I think you can get it on the Switch. Now this game, yeah, is clearly built on that. Oh, Also, it turns out you can just actually just hold down the B button the whole time and do this. Also, why I'm fighting Muck from Pokemon, I don't know. So what's going on there? Yeah, you would think you would go for that door. Nope, you just go to the left. Yeah, I suppose Castlevania 2 is somewhat similar conceptually, which is kind of funny because the two games were released around the same time, I think literally a month apart, if you're talking the original. This game would have been released around 2000, I think. Okay, so it seems like the trick with this game is to just hold down the B button, and the enemies won't be able to hit you, unless you're trying to fall onto them. Though I do get the feeling that these sound effects are from Mega Man 5 as well. I think they just like, yep, let's just go for the Mega Man 5 audio because it worked so well in that Mega Man bootlegs. It's also going to work here. Okay, what do I do here? Can I not select a weapon? Okay, well, if I pause the game, it doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so I guess I went the wrong way. So I did note the fact that I could also go down. Also, it really feels like you have to hold down the B button, because sometimes you're just going to get assaulted. Hello, Clip, how you doing? How was your birthday? Hope it went well. Hope you enjoyed your nice burger as well. But here we go, playing some Emo Dao, or I can't even remember what it was called on the menu, whatever the name was. But yeah, it really is just a case of just hold down the B button and just try not to get hit. Because watch what happens when I try to play this normally. And I do wonder if maybe you couldn't originally turbo this move, but then they realized, yeah, what the combat was like, and was like, okay, we gotta do this to fix it. Entirely possible. But yeah, it really is like, they went, okay, let's take Getsu Fumaden but make it Castlevania themed. And I'm honestly shocked that Konami didn't come up with that idea themselves. It feels like something they would have done, but I don't think they ever did. I mean, I've played a couple of Castlevanias on the Game Boy. I haven't played Castlevania 2, unfortunately, just because I don't have that in cartridge. So here we go, let's go to the shop. So what have we got going on here? You know, I do want to play through Getsu Fumaden at some point, because I've never done that. But, I mean, look at that effect in the background, like that waterfall, that's so cool looking. Makes a really good use of the Game Boy Color's extra color capabilities that you just don't get on monochrome. You know, the monochrome Game Boy could not do a waterfall like that. But yeah, it's like, if you go with the attack button, you're just going to get hit. Much like the previous game, but except at least here, you're not constantly being spammed with projectiles. It's funny, it actually has some of the same idiosyncrasies as the last game, although certainly not as bad. But I don't know, at times the level design almost has like, maybe a Ninja Gaiden feel to it. Okay, so what's in here? Unfortunately, I don't know what these screens actually do. I mean, I'm assuming that with these questions, yes is the left option. Actually, is it? Let me check that. What happens if I pick the other option? What does that do? Nope, I guess that doesn't really matter. Never mind. I can't remember if this game ever got an English version. If it does, I don't remember. But again, I'm pretty certain this is Castlevania themed, because you look at the title screen, like, I'm pretty sure they ripped those graphics off. Like, I want to say it was Symphony of the Night, but maybe I'm wrong. Like, Symphony of the Night, or maybe, you know, Castlevania Chronicles or something like that. Okay, I don't know how you meant to hit these crabs. But look at that, you can't even stand above them. What is this, Cheetah Man 2? Ugh. Okay, like, is there, like, some kind of weapon I missed? Like, is there a better version of this whip that attacks enemies from below? Because I'd be entirely okay with that. Okay, so I guess I figured these enemies take more than one hit to kill. So I'm not entirely sure what the, I guess, spirits do. Oh, okay, they improve your XP. Oh no, they actually increase my life. Okay, how I increase my XP level, I don't know. Like, I assumed it would have just been from killing enemies or collecting a certain power-up. It just seems to happen at random. Also, apologies for the constant whipping sound, but, you know, when you're playing a game like this, it can't really be helped. Yep, and we made it. Okay, what happens if I go up? Yeah, I'm going to take the classic maze route of... I'm just going to take the right exit every time. Oh, okay, now we actually have a shop system. Okay, what do these things actually do? So I'm guessing this one is probably health. I'm going to pick the one on the right, because that seems like it would be of most help. Okay, what do I do here? Okay, don't know how to quit this menu. Okay, eventually it let me quit. And now I have $8. Actually, yeah, why is the currency dollars? Like, where is this meant to take place? Yep, that's basically what it is. Can't think of a better description myself. Hold on, is this the level that I was in earlier? Yeah, I think this is the same one I was in. Except now, for some, yeah. I'm trying to figure out, is there a way I use that special weapon? Maybe I have to go to the main menu and select it? Oh, no, here we go. Okay, so now I actually have a ranged attack, which is nice. Yeah, I got $8. So don't bother robbing me, because it ain't worth it. Nope, can't go this way. And the weapon I got doesn't help. So, I don't know how you meant to use the jug. I'm guessing that's health. Like, maybe I'll use it when I run out of health. Okay, try to figure this out. Oh god, it just branches off into so many paths. Yep, so now we've got the Cross of Coronado, and I can't select it. Great. Yeah, brings back bad memories of the Indiana Jones game. Oh, wait. No, of course I want the ranged attack. Why wouldn't I want that? Yes, give me this attack. I mean, maybe it's limited use. It's like, why wouldn't I want this equipped? Fine, yeah, let's have it the game's way and just keep doing this. Nope, apparently the whip sucks against these spiders, so I'm going to do this. How are you meant to dodge that? Okay, that is impossible. It's like, great. At least I get to keep my weapon after I die. Ugh, okay. By the way, if anyone wants to know, or if anyone can tell me how you get EXP up, I'd like to know. Because I haven't got a clue. Feels like that's something that should be far more obvious than it is. Yeah, so you just have to shoot that enemy as soon as it appears, otherwise you're just going to get generated. Yeah, it turns out this was actually Australia the whole time. So I got 10 Australian dollars to play around with. It was like Bahraini dollars. Is it dollars or is it like dinars? Whatever they're called. Like, what am I supposed to do here? You cannot avoid this thing. Okay, I guess you have to switch to the whip for that. That's also just like, ugh. Fine, I'll have to keep switching weapons then. Because this kind of gives me a force field against enemies that die in one hit. But then you get enemies like this that can't be killed in one hit, and you have to do this. Or you can't kill them in one hit with a whip. And, yeah. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, we made it. Yeah, maybe we're on the island of Tasmania. Which, you know, considering what games that I've played in the past on Tasmania have been like... I mean, this is better than those. Because, let's face it, it's hard to be worse than Tasmania Story or Tasmania 2. Is this a boss? What is this? Nope, don't know what that is. I'm guessing that's to access the next area of the game. Okay, so now we got this. Free. Yep, just spawn me right next to the pit. That's great design. It's like some Mega Man checkpoint, I expect. There we go. So, yeah, I think the strategy is basically... for any sections where the enemies die in one hit, just use this weapon. And if they don't die in one hit, use the projectile weapon and you're fine. So sometimes the enemies just despawn. And you don't necessarily want them to despawn because you might actually want to get power-ups. So I guess at this point it's just farm for money so you can afford all the power-ups. So I guess cross a Coronado and maybe that lets me into the next part of the game. But like those enemies, like you basically have to be holding B to not get hit. It's the only way you can do it. And the thing disappeared instantly when I was screen. Yep, pretty much a standard I expect. Also, you can't check the amount of money you have while you're in a level. You have to exit the level to do that. Just kind of silly, but whatever. Yeah, so now I've got 260. So I guess I want to actually go back and get the cross. I mean, I'm not certain on what the cross does, but I think it's worth trying to find out. Yeah, this is how you play it. 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 I imagine that, you know, whatever club music is getting played where you work, it's probably on par with that. We fly, no lie, you know this morning. Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the PS3 anthem, that's the one. Well, that should just be the anthem for PlayStation. Well, I would have done if I was the head of Sony. Okay. I was like, the only pit is at the very start. Okay, let's go back here. $314! Great. Again, I don't know why it's in dollars, that's just kind of weird. Like, you think it would be in yuan or something like that. Oh yeah, this is one of the annoying sections where I have to keep doing this. Because some enemies are way too fast to dodge and you have to hold down B. And some enemies, you can't kill them in one hit. Like, look at these enemies! It really is like they escaped from an Action 52 game. Because of how fast they move. It's like playing the later levels in those games, where you can't possibly dodge them, you just have to hit them head on. Yeah, good luck hitting half these as well. Like, these spiders, it's like, ugh. Or these crabs, or whatever they're supposed to be, I can't even tell. I do like that you can kind of, yeah. Like, if you jump up here, you'll just, like, hit the ceiling and just stick there for a while. Actually, that's not bad. I kind of like that. PS3 theme. Okay, so what does the cross actually do? Pick up the cross. How do I quit the screen? So I don't actually want to buy anymore. Oh, I see. It's basically saying, "Oh, thank you for buying this." Nope, I think that's just a projectile. Okay, well, let's see what happens if I go the other way. Go to the left. Maybe. Because I do actually want to see what the cross does. There we go, down to this bottom right corner. Is that Morning Star? And a glove? Okay, I don't know what the glove is, but I want it. Yeah, so the glove, I'm guessing the Morning Star is also going to be an attack, because what else would it be? Okay, let's see what the other weapons actually do, see how useful they are. Okay, so we've got the fireball. Oh wait, are these not weapons? Okay, so if I use... No, what? So they're listed on... Okay, I don't get this. They're listed on the same row on the, you know, the status screen. They're on the same row as the fireball, so you would expect them to be a weapon. But then it turns out it isn't. It's just platforming, I guess. It's like there's no enemies here. I mean, I'll give this, the soundtrack is quite good. Again, I think it is original, as far as I know. It's like, we forgot to put enemies in this section, so you can just go all the way to the end. It's like the bit at the end of Castlevania 2, where you're just going down stairs to get to Dracula. Maybe there was that tribute to that. I mean, the map, I mean, obviously it's Getsu Fumoden in design. Also, yeah, what the cross does, I haven't got a clue. And now we're going to fight Boo's. Great. I'll just do this. Yeah, how are you meant to hit half of these enemies without taking damage yourself? I don't know. I guess it's kind of inconsequential, though, because... I mean, even if you die and run out of lives, you just continue and then just restart the area. So unless there's an area you just can't do, there's not really much of a penalty for dying, which, actually, I don't mind that too much. Dracula? I don't remember how he says it. It's been a while since I've watched any irate gamer videos. But I'm not gonna lie, though, I see, like, the AVGN videos, and I'm like... Yeah, I'm like... I should probably start wearing hats. I feel mean saying that, but... I don't know, it gets to that point where you're like... You know, you should either shave it off, or just... Yeah, put on a hat. Some people can pull off the balding look, and, yeah, AVGN is not one of them. Like, he is no Jason Alexander, let's be honest. Now, Jason Alexander is the angry video game nerd, or an angry video game nerd. That I would pay to see. But then he'd do one episode and it'd be the Frogger. Okay, that's it. Darkula. Is that like Dracula crossed with Mandark? Because I'd be interested in that. Okay, what is this? Ooh, another shop. Oh, we got armor and candle. I don't know what the candle does. And I can't see how much money I've got. 119, great. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I would have just said wear a hat, to be honest. But I'll tell you right now, like, if my hair was like that, I'd just shave the whole thing off. I'd be like, you know what, I'm probably better off just bald. Also, what is with the man traps? Like, I don't get the correlation between Castlevania and man traps. It's kind of bizarre. Not that they're very effective, considering I can just do this and just defeat them without taking damage. This game is ass! Like, what was the episode they did? It was like with War. Like the, you know, that one band that do the crazy shows and concerts, whatever. But, I can't remember what the game was. I've already forgotten. But That's how, like, little I pay attention to AVGN's more recent stuff. I kind of moved on. Not that I don't like angry review stuff, it's just... I don't know. It kind of ran its course. It's, Die! See, I like analysing a game's good and bad qualities, and sometimes games are just really bad. And you have to analyse it accordingly. But you don't want to exaggerate it, because then what's the point? It just makes your valid arguments sound invalid. Yeah, I just know that they're a band. That's all I know. I'm not exactly an expert either. No, what I missed. Okay. Well, I think that will do for Emo Dao, or Castlevania Emo Demo, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. So where does Emo Dao go on this list? Well, I'll say this, it's definitely better than West Story. It's a far more functional game, it's far more interesting. Like, just having an unlicensed game that thematically wants to be Castlevania, but is also, I don't know, thematically Castlevania, but at the same time is also, like, we're going to basically remake Getsu Fumaden, or, you know, take inspiration from that. It's a very intriguing idea, like, because, you know, even Konami, you know, they basically made the one game and then ditched it, and then came back 3.5 decades later with a sequel, and that was it. But at this time, back in 2001, or whenever this game came out, that one game was all you had. And this game is kind of jank. It's, I don't know, I want to say the original was more solid, in terms of just feel. This game, it feels like you're just holding down the B button so that you don't take nearly as many hits. And occasionally you have to switch to a projectile. I feel like the combat could have been far better. The presentation is quite good. The map works fine. The whole process of collecting money in the game works okay. There doesn't seem to be much of a penalty for dying. Certainly much less so than something like Castlevania 2, where you lose all your money. You know, that sort of thing. So in some ways it's more palatable than other games that are similar to it in certain ways. Yes, some of those videos are really good, like the Atari 5200 one, or ColecoVision, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this is certainly a better game than West Story. Weirdly enough, I'd actually say this is better than the real Castlevania games I've looked at. Again, I haven't looked at Castlevania 2. I know that's supposed to be the good one, I just don't have that game. But yeah, it's better than Castlevania The Adventure. As jank as it may be, I would take that game, or I'd take this game over that. It's better than Super Mario 4. That game was just kind of overly cheap and not very well designed. Plus it was just a ROM hack of an existing game. It's better than Snoopy Magic Show. It's definitely better than Paperboy. It's better than Vex Block, because Vex Block was just a clone of Klax, and you could play Klax on the Game Boy anyway, so what's the point? Multiple versions, like official. It's better than FIFA 2000. I think it is better overall than Zook Hero Z. Zook Hero Z has some good ideas going for it, but there's more jank to that game than this one, and that really works against it. Yeah, I'd say this is a better game than Zook Hero Z. It's better than Street Rider. It's better than Looney Tunes, because Looney Tunes is kind of bastard hard, just unnecessarily. It's better than Dead Alien Opus, or Dead Alien, or whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to focus my optics on this part of the list, because I'm kind of thinking, I mean, is it really better than Kung Fu Master? I'm not a huge fan of Kung Fu Master on Game Boy, but this game certainly has a lot more length to it than Kung Fu Master. Like, that game is very short, and it's not like the original Kung Fu, where you keep replaying it to see how far you can get and the high score. Emo Dao definitely has more length. Yeah, I'd say this is better than Kung Fu Master. But it's not better than a fellow. So it's our new number 117. Emo Dao for the Game Boy Color. And, I mean, that's it for all the Fast Fame games. So, let's take a look at the remaining games on this cartridge. So, yeah, you got a few more classics like Yehrude Prince, or is that Yehrude Prince? I don't know. Well, let's see what's going on with this. Now, the rest of these are all monochrome Game Boy games, so I've got to apply my own colour scheme. Let's go for this one, just because I haven't used it in a while. Yes, it is time for Prince Yehrude. I don't know how you're going to pronounce that, so I'm just going to guess that that's what it is. So what is this? Prince Yehrude, press start. Okay. La Booba, an old forest. There is a city called Daboos. Oh, Boos! It's the Boos game. They happily live in this city. Oh, wait, is it really just repeating it? Okay, there is a city called Daboos. All the people live happily. Okay, well, whatever. One day, the Prince Yehrude found a jar beside the river in a forest. A cursed Earthen jar. He cannot wait to open this jar. Yehrude. It's a great name. The Prince Yehrude was cursed to be a beetle. Wait, is this going to turn into Snake Roy? Now, the Prince Yehrude became a beetle. The people in the Daboos city were cursed, and all feel in sleep. Yeah, it's like a bit Metal Gear where he feels asleep. Oh, what is this? Well, we've got the Mortal Kombat font, so that's a good start. Oh, wait, is this going to be like Shikinjo? Yeah, looks like it. Or, wait. No, maybe it's not Shikinjo. Maybe this is something else. No, okay, what do I do? So I've got, okay, time limit. Okay, I'm not going to lie, I was expecting this to be something completely different. I don't remember this game at all. No, this is not Snake Roy, as much as I kind of wish it was. I guess this is more like... yes, Sokoban. Well, no, again, it is more like Shikinjo, really. So I'm guessing I have to match all these in a... oh, let me try this out. So, like, is this what you would expect from a game called Prince Yehrude? Like, I'm sorry, what am I supposed to do? How do I increase my score? Like, okay, I don't get this at all. Also, does it really say Stage 1? Not Stage 1, no, Stage 1. Yeah, you tell me how to play this. Okay, how do I get my score up? Also, yeah, I love the fact that you've got 2 typos on screen at all times. But aside from that, I've got a sodding clue how to play this. Do I have to match them? Oh, wait, what? Oh no, is this going to be like... no. Okay, I think I might have worked it out. Okay, this is more like Q-Billion, actually. I don't know if anyone here has played Q-Billion, but I think this is what it's trying to be. And I've already messed up, so... oh, wait. Do I just go in this and win? No. No, I'm going to have to replay. Does replay let me... okay. Yeah, I think this may be a Q-Billion-like. And I can't imagine that there exists another Q-Billion, but here it is. I mean, it seems to be a fact because I'm playing it. But, okay. Cubics. Yeah, there was a Cubics game. Was there one on Game Boy? I know there was one on PlayStation. It was like a racing game. I don't know if it was any good. But I know it exists. But, okay, so if this game works the way I think it does, I assume it's just a case of pushing all these blocks to the left. And get them inside the thing. So I haven't played anything else exactly like this, but again... Yeah, this is most like Cubillion. In a sense, it's actually maybe less confusing than that game. Because that game you had different types of blocks, but you also had different numbers, and it was just... I don't know. I've seen people who tried to figure out Cubillion and just couldn't figure it out. Wait, a crossover... Is that an actual thing? Okay, that's the first I've heard of that. So I assume when I match this last one, it'll just let me finish the level. Or maybe I've got to match up all the spinning things together. Yep, there we go. Hooray, we did it! Nice screen between levels, I do appreciate that. Also, I keep thinking that's meant to say State 1, but that is definitely an I. Like, that is not a T. Like, you cannot convince me that that's what it is. Okay, let me try to figure this one out. This is a real noodle scratcher. Okay, how do I do this? Yeah, so in a way, this does work similarly to Sokoban. But unlike that game, you're actually trying to get rid of the blocks. Which is not a bad idea, actually. I will say that. Yeah. So I can see where they're going with this. Yeah, it's basically match the four things together. And then can eventually win. But yeah, so it's Sokoban but more complicated, basically. Sort of. Yeah, I'm going to have to push this block, aren't I? I'm going to have to check that later, I think. No, I may have screwed this up. Did I screw this up? Yeah, I think I did. Yep, okay, I'm going to have to reset. Also, I do note the lives counter. Yes, I have to push this one right, don't I? Also, I'm not so sure about the soundtrack in this game, I've got to be honest. No! What did I do? No, that's all I get. Yeah, I'm not good at these types of puzzles. Nope. The end. Great. Wait, did I get a password after the first level? Because I wasn't actually paying attention to that. If I did, I don't remember what it is. Also, yeah, I'm not so sure about this soundtrack. Gotta be honest, I'm not sure they put the best foot forward with this one. Yeah. Yeah, this is the opposite of Flipple. I mean, what do you think? Is this on the level of Flipple? I mean, it works. That's my endorsement for this game. It works. You know, it's kind of... This does bring me back, though, because, you know, when I was doing all the Game Boy filler games, a lot of them were like this. You know, games like Q-Billion and Boxel and, you know, that sort of thing. And in a way, I kind of miss playing games like that on this stream series. Because half the fun was just seeing what weird sort of obscure stuff existed on Game Boy. And a lot of the games I've been playing more recently have been more sort of well-known games. You know, I mean, maybe I can make my way through a few stages in this. Get more scored. Okay. Let's actually try to see if I can beat the second level, because I want to see what happens. Get level 3 properly. 45,012. I've got to remember that. Okay, so I think that's how I start. But yeah, obviously, so you look at things like this where like the equals sign has to go on top. But I've also got to get the question mark symbol out of the way. I mean, I can do this. Okay. So it doesn't push the boxes against one another, which is actually a good thing. So, hopefully I haven't messed this one up. Maybe I can actually solve this. And thankfully the game does at least have the option to undo. I mean, you can only undo once, but at least you can do it. Some of the, you know, like Sokoban games, they don't even let you do that. But I don't really understand why they went with punctuation marks as, like, the symbols that you have to push together. Like, you think they could have come up with something a bit more creative? So that I'm not just pushing hashtags around to try to match them up. So, I think I can do this now, can't I? Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I think I've got this one solved. So, let's see what Stave 3 looks like. Also, you don't get that much time to think. Like, even on these early levels, it seems a bit restrictive. But whatever. It's manageable. Here we go. Also, it says beetle, but it kind of looks like a ladybird to me. I don't know. So I can match that together, match this. I mean, some of them are right next to each other anyway. Like, I can do this. And I can do this. I mean, I don't know if anyone has ever played... what is it? There was a puzzle game on the Famicom. I'm trying to remember the name. It was like a game where you played as a pig, and you had to, like, basically you had to push blocks into a hole in order to win. It was a bit of an odd game. It wasn't a bad game, but yeah. One of those games that kind of slipped through the cracks and that no one remembers. Trying to figure out how to get to the bottom section of this map. Oh, hold on. I can just do this, can't I? Yeah, I think Shanghai has just a little bit more excitement going on. I'm just gonna say... But it is potentially intriguing as a puzzle game. I can at least say that much. It is making me think. This is a game that does require some level of thinking in order to play it. Which does make it in contrast to the last few games, where generally you just kind of mindlessly hold down the attack button and hope the attack works. Why not do this? So I'm thinking maybe the trick is I gotta push all the blocks to the bottom of the screen, but still make it so I can match them up. But yeah, if you want me to skip to the next game, you are welcome to do so. Or welcome to request that. Actually, yeah, looking at this, I think the equal sign has to go into the corner, doesn't it? Oops. Okay, well, as long as I can move them to this bottom corner, I should be okay. Also, like, look at how little time I have left. Like, the game really doesn't give you that much. It's like, you gotta do this quickly. So in a way, it does make it a bit more tense than something like Boxel. Okay. 80,463, let's go! Yeah, let's go. I think there may have been a touch too much excitement for this game. Also, yeah, the exclamation marks. It's like the last game that should have an exclamation mark in it. Also, I don't know how many stages this game has. I'm going to guess at least 5. But I'll give it this. I mean, it does work in a different way to Boxel. You know, it's got a different sort of strategy to it. So I'll give them credit for coming up with a new spin on it. Doesn't necessarily spin it much, but it does spin on it. Hey! Oh, wait, what happened there? Apparently I pushed something. I can't tell you what. No! No, I think I messed it up. Okay, well, I think that's all we really need to see of Prince Yehrude. Where does Prince Yehrude go on the list? Hold on, let me fix the capitalization on this. There we go. Well, let's think about where this goes in relation to other box games. Like, okay, you look at a game like Q-Billion, which this has its similarities with. Q-Billion was kind of confusing and a little bit mundane, but it was kind of an intriguing puzzle. And I guess there's something similar going on with Prince Yehrude. But at the same time, Prince Yehrude is definitely not as good. I mean, it does have that funny little cutscene at the beginning. It's got some hilarious typos. But in terms of the gameplay, I mean, the time limit feels unnecessary for a game like this. Like, there's just not much reason to have it. It's the same complaint that I have with the NES version of Puzznic. It's like, there's no reason to have a time limit. And, you know, to be fair, the Game Boy version of Puzznic does not have a time limit, so it's better. This game is a little too slow, it's kind of dull. But there is kind of a potentially intriguing puzzle. Like, it's a nice take on, you know, Boxel. So, there is something to it, but in terms of what it offers, it could certainly stand to be a bit more interesting, let's say. You know, it's certainly no Painter Momo P. It's not as good as Centipede. I mean, is it better than Yehrude Prince? I mean, that game had some good presentation going for it. I mean, Ishido the Way of Stones, I think, is maybe a better puzzle game. That's one way you can really sit down and sort of dig into it and take your time. And I think that's the main problem with Prince Yehrude, is that you cannot take your time with it. You just have to rush it. And that doesn't really feel good for a game like this. I don't know. Again, it's like I say, it feels unnecessary. So, yeah, thinking about it, yeah, I'd say Ishido the Way of Stones is better. Flipple, an exciting cube game. You know, I mean, that game also involves cubes, but it is a far more exciting game than Prince Yehrude. I don't think it's much worse than Flipple, though. Like, I'd say this is better than, you know, Bomb Disposer at the very least. Bomb Disposer is just pointless. It's just Dr. Mario, but not as good. So I'd say it's better than that. It's better than Duck Adventures. I think Magical Tower, that was the one with the rock, paper, scissors hands, and you had to keep switching to the right one. That game was a little bit more interesting. I'm going to say it's worse than Magical Tower, but it's better than Duck Adventures. It is our new number 143. Prince Yehrude, or however you pronounce that. Okay, well, let's see what other games we've got. Next up, we have the Rainbow Prince. Let's go for this colour scheme, because I think it may be a bit more fitting. Rainbow Prince. What's he going to be up to? Also, is there going to be some kind of intro? Oh, yep, there certainly is. That is an intro and a half, and it hasn't even started yet. Okay, what is this? Oh, it's a shoot 'em up. Looks very similar to Twinbee, actually. Which is funny, because there was a Twinbee game for Game Boy, but it is not this. I think it was a Emo Dao, I think. No, that just clears all the enemies. Okay, the B button doesn't seem to do anything. Normally in Twinbee you're supposed to be able to throw bombs. So either you can't do that here, or maybe it's a power up. I don't know. Also, what is with the faces in the background? Why do they stand out so much against everything else? So here we go, going up against the hands of evil. And I guess the faces of evil. Must I conquer each? One could say... Oh. No, and the enemy just appeared almost instantaneously. Okay, and yes, this is definitely modelling itself on the first Twinbee game. And you know what? Twinbee, like, on the Famicom is a really good game. One of my personal favourite shooters on that system. I think it actually holds up quite well. This kind of feels like they were trying to remake that. See if I can get enough power up. What is this? I don't know if that did anything. I can't actually tell. Oh yeah, it is like that. Yeah, the bit where they grab you and you have to play a level. Yeah, I remember that. Gotta be honest, not the hugest fan of Mario 3 ever. I mean, Mario 3 is a good game, it's just not one of my favourite games ever. Also, it seems like I take hits from the enemies, but I don't actually take any damage, which is weird. Is there some sort of health system I'm missing? Because, I mean, the heads-up display just has hearts and score, and that's it. Like, surely they could have, like, fit all of those onto one line. Like, you don't need two lines to display those two things on the screen. So I get eaten to my play area. It's great. I don't know. There is kind of like a weird feel to this. Like, you see how the enemies move around? Like, okay, when they start spawning in. Or maybe not, because I just got to the boss. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is interesting. Actually, it's funny, because I was talking about, yeah, just the way the bosses are set up in games like West Story, where it just feels like kill them before they kill you. This feels like it actually has some level of strategy to it. Like, you actually have to think a little bit in terms of where to position yourself. It's kind of funny as well. This is not the first Twinbee-like sort of cute-em-up I've played that's unlicensed on the Game Boy. Because there was also Captain Knick-Knack, which is kind of a similar idea. It's kind of a shame that I don't have the actual Twinbee Game Boy game to compare this to. I don't know what that one's like if it's any good. I've never played it. Like I said, I've played Twinbee 1 on the Famicom, and this is clearly based on that, I think. There we go, first boss over and done with. But yeah, this is clearly they wanted to do a Game Boy version of that. Does anyone know if Twinbee Dao on the Game Boy is any good? I'm sorry, what is this screen? This is the thing about these Gowin games. They always have these freaky, interstitial screens. Like with, I think it was Magic Ball that I played on the last stream. Had that as well. Oh, no, and I died. Well, at least good to know that you can die. Okay, well, they've mixed up the levels a bit. Though, is it just me, or does the background look glitched? Like it's using the wrong set of graphic tiles. That's what it looks like to me. It's like when you're playing Twinbee on a multi-cart, and then like they removed half of the graphics. So when you get to the late stages of the game, the graphics just end up being a glitchy mess. Or some of them do, anyway. And, okay, I guess those are good. I don't know what they are, but apparently they're a good thing to have. But it is annoying me that I can't shoot into the background, which was kind of one of the basic parts of Twinbee. So, in a way, this ends up feeling more like, I don't know, somewhere between Twinbee and Solar Striker. Yeah, no, it is absolutely a glitched background. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's a problem with the ROM on the multicart, or maybe it's just a glitch with the game. Because I didn't do anything out of the ordinary with the boss, so I don't know what's going on here. And, okay, it stopped spawning enemies. I think we may have hit a bit of a problem. No! I want to play more of this, and I think I may have broken it. Seriously, what is going on here? Because, okay, I don't know if anyone has ever played this, but surely this is not how the game normally plays out. I might actually have to look up like a video of this later. Yeah, because I'm running into these things and it doesn't kill me. Except that one did kill me. I don't know what happened there. That's just unusual. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look this up. Yehrude Prince Game Boy. Yeah, because now I'm touching the enemies and I'm getting power-ups, I think. As opposed to dying, which I think is what's supposed to happen. Yeah, I'm actually going to look up footage of this, because I do want to see what level 2 is actually supposed to look like. Because no way is it meant to be this. Like, you can't even see the score. I do want to see if it crashes, though, because now I'm interested. Here we go, the classic JP strategy, moving a figure 8 pattern, and then eventually win. Oh, no, and then immediately get hit. I like that the game pauses briefly as you respawn, so you're not getting, like, generated by the game. Oh, wait, I got a double shot? Well, I did, and then... No, apparently I'm not allowed to shoot it anymore. Or, no, I can, it's just gone invisible. Remember what I was saying about Action 52 earlier? Oh, no. Also, thanks for the follow, Dr. Blue Vein. I missed that earlier, I do apologise. So I get the feeling that maybe the level was supposed to have ended by this point. Let me look this up. Okay, so there is a 1cc video on this. I'm gonna have to check this. So it does seem like you can gain extra hits, I think. Which, I mean, Twinbee kind of had that as well. Had the shield power-up that you could get. I do want to see if I can actually make it to the second boss or make the game crash. Whichever happens first. So there's a lot of, yeah. A lot of spots where just nothing appears. And it's just like, well, I'm just waiting for something to happen. I get the feeling it's probably supposed to have gone to a boss fight by now. I guess we'll find out. Oh. I guess that was a cloud, apparently. Oh, no, you don't. Don't you dare try to hit me with those Nike ticks. Nike swooshes, whatever you're supposed to call them. I'm going to call them ticks because that's what they are. Or would you rather have a tick or a cross? Woo, 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 woo. Hold on, what does the video on this look like? So the game is apparently half an hour long. Okay, so that's the first boss. Okay, level 2. Yeah, so it's meant to look different to level 1, but yeah, I guess level 2 is meant to be sort of a Chinese theme, I guess. Yeah, like, I didn't even do this intentionally, the game just did it itself, and all the other games on the cartridge have worked perfectly fine, so I don't know what caused it. It's not like it's an issue with the cartridge, I don't think, unless it just went bad mid-game, like the connection. That seems unlikely. Because, I mean, I've had this cartridge in my GameCube for the last week. So that seems like it shouldn't be happening. Normally it only happens within the first 15 minutes. Like, if you've got bad contacts that have gone corroded. But, yeah, we may have to leave Rainbow Prince. Unless I can make it crash, but, yeah, I'm looking at footage of this just to see what it's supposed to look like. Just to give myself a better idea on what this game is meant to be like. What it's meant to look like. So, like, the second boss, you're supposed to fight 2 plants. Actually looks kind of interesting. If you can get it to work. I don't know if it's a problem with the ROM, or the cartridge, or just the game. I couldn't even tell you. But, okay, let's think about this in real terms. You know, how does this compare to other shooters on Game Boy? Well, it's certainly better than Emo Dao. Or, not Emo Dao, what was it? West Story. You know, it's certainly better than that. Oh! Wait, I made it to the boss. Okay, let's actually try to do this. Okay, I think I know the strategy. Just go for one at a time. Okay, I think the game uncorrupted itself. I love the audio. Woo! Okay, that's one down. Oh no, you don't. You cannot defeat me. I am Rainbow Prince. Just like regular Prince, but with an extra 6 colours. I was about to say Rainbow Rain, and I was like, no, let's not do that. Let's not desecrate Prince that way. Oh, wait, is there another boss? What's going on? Whoa! Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Hold on. Oh, wait, I see. I think I get it. Except I died. Nope, and that's it. Game over. This weird skull thing. Okay, and I guess that's the whole game. Okay. Kind of an interesting game, assuming it actually wants to work properly. Rainbow Prince. Oh, wait, there is an intro. Okay, never mind. Okay, what is the intro? I need to know. Okay, so the devil shows up, takes some random princess hanging out in a forest. Oh, there's a face. Are those eyes or eyebrows? I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if the game works properly, it seems like it may be worth a playthrough. And that certainly puts it above the likes of West Story, for instance. This is certainly a better game than that. Kind of interesting, maybe not on the level of a Twinbee game, though. You don't have the ability to bomb ground targets. So the game feels really basic, I would say. Like, it's missing a couple of things that you would normally get from Twinbee. It's got fewer power-ups. I mean, the actual shoot-'em-up action is generally fine. The enemy movement is choppy, but other than that, it kind of works okay. Again, it's a much better game than West Story. It's better than Super Mario 4. It's better than Tesserae. I'd say it's better than Solar Striker, just because it's got a little bit more going on. a little bit more interesting thematically. As I say, Soul Striker I always found to be a little bit on the bland side. It's better than Zip Ball. I'd say it's better than Volley Fire. Is it better than Captain Knick-Knack? Because, I mean, that was basically Sachin's attempt to do a cute-em-up game. That game, I remember having a bit more jank to it. Yeah, I'd say this is better than Captain Knick-Knack. It's better than Emo Dao. Is it better than Wario Blast featuring Bomberman? Because, I mean, as far as Bomberman games go, it's not that great. It's, I don't know, kind of unrefined, not a particularly great take on it. But it does have Wario. But Rainbow Prince has a funny intro sequence, and it's got some interesting boss fights. Yeah, I'd take this over Wario Blast. It's better than Street Fighter 2, because it's just not a great version of Street Fighter 2. But it's not better than Double Dragon. It's our new number 109. There we go, Rainbow Prince! Okay, well, let's take a look at the last couple of games on the cartridge. We're nearly done with this one, so let's finish it up. So, we've done all these games, now it is time for Lasama. What is Lasama? It is Story of Lasama. Okay, here we go. Press start. Let's do it. 1! Yeah, well, that makes me feel welcome. Just the number 1 on its own. Yeah, we've gone from crazy interstitial screens to just... We're just going to print the number 1 on screen and just call it a day. Okay, so we're playing as what looks kind of like a hedgehog. See, this is what I was expecting from Yehrude, actually. I thought it was this. So this... Oh, yeah, this has kind of a Super Mario Land vibe to it. Like, you look at like the size of all the graphics. Also, I keep thinking I can jump on the enemies, and it turns out I can't. Actually, are these even enemies? Life... Okay, so I noticed that life goes down whenever I get hit. Okay, you can't hold down the button to keep jumping in this like you could in Emo Dao. I think I've seen this game played before. Yeah, it really does look like a hamburger. Oh! Okay, I went right through that. I don't know what happened there. Okay, for a second I thought that was a glitch, and it turns out it was just a sandwich in midair. Yeah, that's just a hamburger bin. Just the McDonald's game. No, that's McKids. Okay, I'm actually trying to get a feel of the jump in. I'm not sure I've quite got the hang of it. Yeah, it feels like you move slightly further than you expect to when you move forwards in this. It's like, even if you just tap it very slightly. Oh, hold on. I think I figured it out. It's almost like you're on a grid where you saw me like jerk forward slightly and then just jerk back. Maybe this is kind of like you're playing it on a grid, which is weird for a platformer, but whatever. Okay, well, we made it. Stage 1, 2. Yeah, kind of tough for being the first level, like trying to make some of those jumps, but okay. We made it. I don't know if I have to collect all the coins. I'm going to assume not. Also, wait, am I not allowed to touch the clouds? Or, no, I couldn't even tell what the thing was that hit. But yeah, this really does have like a Mario Land vibe. Which is fine by me, I like Super Mario Land. But, Superboy... No, it's not quite Superboy 4. It's not quite that awkward. Okay, so the life system is interesting. So you start off with 99 lives. Every time you touch an enemy, it goes down. Some of these, I don't know how you're meant to avoid them. So you can just walk under that. But yeah, Superboy 4. I don't think I ever played that on stream, did I? Oh, wait, you can... You can gain lives by collecting sandwiches. So I don't even know where I'm supposed to be. But whatever. Like, why am I just trying to avoid a foot? Or, not even a foot, just like a footprint. Oh no, not the deadly killer footprints. What? I'm sorry, what happened? Oh no! Hold on, I may actually have to take the cartridge out and put it back in, see if that helps. Because, I'm pretty sure that's not meant to happen. Okay, let's try this again. I'll give you another chance, story of Lasama. Let's try this colour scheme just for the hell of it. I don't tend to use this one. But maybe it works with this game. Let's also see if there's an intro, because I want to know. So I guess it's meant to have some sort of Arabian theme. Although I couldn't tell you how. Like you look at this. It's just like, yep, just playing as a radioactive hedgehog because I decided to make the sprites green. Okay. I mean, the jumps are doable. It's not too bad control-wise, but you know, it's one of those things. It feels like it could be just a little bit better. Or sometimes it feels like you travel slightly further than you want to. And for the types of jumps that this game asks you to do, that can be a problem. But, okay. So there we go, stage 1 clear. Maybe we want stage 1, 2. Also, like, they couldn't just display the stage 1 screen at the beginning. It's like, no, just the number 1 is good enough. I don't know if maybe that's a bug, or just some quirkiness with the game. Also, I have FO lives. Oh, okay, I guess that means 100 lives. It just displays weirdly. They probably don't expect you to have more than 99. Oh, also, it doesn't seem like you can change your jump height. Like, you're kind of restricted to, like, the same height every time. Kind of like Castlevania, or something like that. Ugh. And yeah, good luck trying to jump on moving platforms in this game. Also, yeah, the hit detection with those footprints, I don't really get it. Sometimes you just go right through them. Which is fine, because it means I lose one less bit of health, but, you know. Oh, come on, I was on that! Yeah, I'm not so sure about the game's collision detection. Occasionally it just seems to just wonk out. Kind of like, yeah, kind of like Mac and Soft games. Where sometimes you just go through the moving platforms when you obviously landed on them. Like that, I was clearly on the platform. It's just an invisible platform. Or can I only move on it when it's moving down? I don't get it. I guess maybe I can try to just jump past the platform completely. And just go straight to the end of the level. Yeah, I may have to do that actually. Nope, you can't make it. It doesn't let you. It's like you're off by like a block. Okay, let's try to play this at least somewhat carefully. Nope, you cannot land on that platform. You just glitch through it. Is this version of the game just broken? Is there a version of this where that... Like, maybe there's just something wrong with the cartridge. Because there's no way that it's supposed to work like that. Because, I mean, I'm also looking at the lives count, and I'm like, is that even intentional? Am I supposed to have 88 lives? It's like they ROM hacked the game and then broke it in the process. Yeah, like, I don't know how you meant to make that jump, because if that platform just straight up doesn't work... So, well, what are you supposed to do there? And for the record, the B button doesn't do anything, in case you're wondering. Like, literally, only the A button works. Yeah, so I genuinely don't know if you can make that jump, because if the second platform is just basically doesn't exist for the purposes of actually playing the game, like, do I just have to do a pixel-perfect jump off the other platform, or is that platform just simply broken and you're supposed to land on it? Yeah, I don't know how you meant to do that. Like, okay, let me look this up. Because I want to see if it's supposed to be possible to land on the platform. It has to be, surely. Story of Lasama on Game Boy. Because I may have to put this below the buffer zone. If it is just a case of the game being broken, I may actually have to do that. Because, I mean, putting games below the buffer zone is reserved for games that just don't work. Like, to the point that you essentially can't beat them when you're supposed to be able to. Yeah, I think this version of the game is just busted. I don't think this version... Yeah, because I also note that... So I'm looking up a gameplay video of this right now. And... Yeah, it just seems like the ROM on this multicart may be broken because... Yeah, the person who played in the video, they just land on the platform as normal. And it works. So, I think it's just a case that... that this version just doesn't work properly. Like, I don't know what happened. Also, okay, so I also got the, yeah, the weapon from Super Mario Land. So that's actually kind of cool. Hold on. Okay, did I take any hits this time? Because if not... Okay, so that time I landed on the platform. Yeah. Okay, so it is possible. It just doesn't work most of the time. But I think that may just be... like, some weird issue with this particular version. Yeah, so I lost the ability to shoot projectiles. Yeah, it may just be a case of this version of the game just being just kind of busted. Don't know what's going on. This is probably a bad way to play this, for what it's worth. So yeah, this is clearly trying as hard as possible to be Super Mario Land. Also, occasionally, you don't die from touching enemies or projectiles or whatever when you're supposed to. It is like whoever made this multicart, like they wanted to do a ROM hack. Yeah, go Lasama, go! I mean, it is Lasama the character's name, it may as well be. Okay, let's try to play this normally. But yeah, I don't know if maybe, like, Nice Code simply broke the game when they included it on the multicart, or whoever made the multicart, I don't actually know. Well, we beat the world. There's no cutscene for beating it, but I did it. So it should be playing right now. Okay, so I think I know what's happening. I think if I get hit by an enemy and it's like supposed to put me in the death state, this version of the game just fails to do that. Oh, or well, no, because I didn't actually get hit that time. Hold on, let me try this again. Yeah, just seems like it randomly just doesn't work. Again, I'm going to blame that. I'm not going to blame that on the game. I'm just going to blame that on this. Just like maybe the ROM is just broken, if I had to guess. It feels like it anyway. So, yeah, I think a lot of the problems with this game probably come down to just, I'm guessing, a bad ROM. Because, I mean, I'm looking up footage of the game right now, and, yeah, like, the weird collision detection issues and the whole thing about the lives is not an issue. I think it is just this version of the game I have is broken. I mean, trying to judge this on its, like, original release, as best I can, at least. Because I'm looking up footage of this right now, and the game seems to work fine enough as, like, a weird sort of Super Mario Land clone. Like, there's something interesting to it. Though maybe not quite on the level of Super Mario Land. I mean, trying to figure out where to put this on the... Oh. Trying to figure out where to put this on the list. I mean, this is how this is supposed to look. So, thanks World of Long Place for this video. Yeah, because, as you see, they land on the platform as normal. Anyway. So, Story of Lasama. I mean, I look at Super Mario Land, which is currently number 14 on the list. And I'm pretty sure even if I had a properly working version, this would not be on the level of Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land is a little bit jank, but it's still a really good game, especially for the time. Holds up quite well, has some interesting ideas, has those shoot-em-up levels. This game, you don't get any cutscenes after beating the worlds. Or at least any, you know, decent ones that are worth mentioning. The controls are okay, but there's no run function. And... yeah, I don't know, the levels feel a bit bland, and also the difficulty feels a bit all over the place. So, I mean, it's certainly no Super Mario Land, you know. And if we look at the top 100, I mean, is it really as good as Worm Visitor? It's a tough question, actually, but it's certainly not it is certainly not better than Mega Man 2. You know, where I think about how this ranks in comparison to a game like Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 has multiple weapons. I mean, the audio isn't very good, but you've got multiple weapons. You've got more going on in the actual levels. Like, I think I would rather play through that game than this. I wouldn't play it over Ganso's Yanchimaru. I think that's a better game. But it is better than Rubble Saver 2. So I'm going to put it as our new number 98. So there we go, top 100 game, Story of Lasama. And so that means it is time for the final game on this cartridge. So let's see what the last game is. What is the final game? It is, of course, Top Secret. Now that sounds like a good time. So what is Top Secret? Let's give this a go. Okay, I still don't know. Top Secret? Oh, it's a maze game? Okay. Looks a bit like Boomer's Adventure in Asmic World, if you remember that one. So the audio, a little bit rough. Okay, so what do I actually do? So if I press... Oh, okay, I thought this was a pit. It is not. So the B button does nothing, the A button throws projectiles. And I guess it's just a case of find the things. So I found a key, kind of gotta find another chest. Oh no, is this like brush roller? I gotta fill in all these black bits. Yep, just constant explosions and... Wait, do the enemies just respawn infinitely? Okay, I'm actually just... Am I supposed to collect everything, or am I meant to get rid of the enemies? I don't know. The heads-up display isn't really helping that much. Not nearly as much as I want to. Like, what is this thing? Okay, it's a collectible of some sort, but I don't know what it is. I'm going to try to see if I can escape. Also, I'm going to say right now, the controls in this are not good. Also, sometimes you can shoot and sometimes you can't, it feels like. Okay, so there's a key, so presumably I can exit the level. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would have expected from Top Secret. I would have expected something more James Bond-esque, I guess. I don't know what this is. So do I only need one key to beat the level, or do I need two? Because I can't tell just from looking at the heads-up stuff. Like, I can't shoot. The game is not allowing me to shoot, even though I could do that before. Also, I keep getting caught in the walls. You can't anticipate corners, like in Pac-Man, so it's definitely not on the level of that. Great. Nope, can't go to the exit, even though I have the key, apparently. Or I have a key. Do I have to kill the enemies? Because they keep respawning, so surely that can't be it. If I have to kill the enemies, I'm like, no. Oh, also it's not allowing me to move down. I was pressing down and it wasn't doing it. I keep thinking that says Hi JP, even though I know it doesn't. Oh, the movement in this is so bad. Like, you know what it's like? It's like playing a nice code game. That's what this feels like. It's like I'm playing Burrow Explorer, except worse. Yeah, there is a slight Mr. Do feel, but yeah, Mr. Do this ain't. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Okay, so I guess I had to collect whatever that is. I don't know what it is, but apparently I had to collect it. Ugh. Not gonna lie, I kind of already want to turn this game off, but I will do my due diligence. I'll do my due diligence as well. But like I say, you can't anticipate corners, and it feels very like arbitrary as to like where you can and can't stand. Like, it's kind of funny. The last game felt like it had slight grid-based movement. This game feels like it should have grid-based movement, and it doesn't. Like, it feels like they should have done that for this game. Because it's so awkward to get yourself between, like, from one set of walls to the next or whatever. So, 3177. But it's like, sometimes it looks like you can go through the wall and the game just says no. Okay, I've got extra time. Yeah, so it's collect boxes? I don't get it. It's like, okay, I collected the box, now what? So this is kind of just the same deal as the first level, but I guess loops around more. Like, just trying to get... Ugh. Like, it feels awful trying to do it. It's like, I try to get, like, this. And sometimes it works. A lot of the time it just doesn't. Also, I can move left and right, even though it's pointless. Okay, well I got the key at least. I got the key. This game got the top secret. Look, I'm just trying to move around. The game isn't letting me even do that. It's like, okay, I just want to get to the next bit. And I keep getting stuck on the walls. Well, I mean, the level design isn't necessarily the problem. It's the way that you traverse the levels that's awful. It's just like constantly getting stuck on the walls. Again, it really does feel like a nice code game, and if I'm comparing your game to a nice code game, you fucked up. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, you do not want to be compared to nice code ever, unless maybe if it's the Titanic game that I'm referring to. So I think I can go to the exit. Let's try that. I don't know what the boxes do. I guess it's like I need them for something. No, and the box got stolen. Great. So I guess it's just I go into a building and then go out the building. Ugh! Just stop getting stuck on the... Ugh. It's kind of funny, like, it doesn't necessarily, like, look that bad when you look at it on screen. Trust me, it looks far worse. It plays a lot worse than it looks. Yeah, Cookie's Labyrinth. This is kind of like that, but with enemies and much bigger levels. And it also controls worse. I'm pretty sure in Cookie's Labyrinth, when I played that, I didn't keep getting stuck on the walls every 5 seconds. There's no way I fight the crabs from Mario Brothers, I guess. But I don't even know what these things are that I'm supposed to be collecting. Oh, good, here we go. Yeah, a lot more twisting paths that lead to nowhere. So I don't know if I have to collect all these things to beat the level, but it wouldn't surprise me. But I have to keep going into these just in case they're hiding something as well. Like, look at this. I just want to go through the wall, and the game won't let me because it's being a piece of shit. Cowabunga piece of shit! That's my description for this. Oh, also note the fact that that power-up, or not power-up, the projectile that moves around, it never despawns, and you can only have one active at a time. So if it's on the other end of the level, I can't shoot anything. Okay, can I go to the end of the level? Let's try that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't think this game is busted like the last couple were. I think this is just a case of the game being really bad. Yeah, I think this one's a bit different. I mean, it's not unplayable, but it's also like... No, I don't think I can tolerate any more of that. Ugh, top secret. Well, I'm gonna switch it off. Yeah, definitely the worst one of the bunch. Like, ugh. No, that is... It's kind of amazing. The rest of the, you know, the games that I played from Gowin, I mean, they were generally fine. Not necessarily great, but, you know, there was something to them. This game is shite. I'm just going to say it right now. The movement feels absolutely god-awful. And the game itself just doesn't have much going on. It's just, you go around a maze, you can fire one projectile, and it never despawns like in Super Mario Land or something like that. You know, combat is barely there. The graphics are dull, certainly during gameplay at least. There's just not much to save this one. I mean, even the sound isn't very good. So yeah, I mean, Story of Lasama, this isn't. Heian-kyo Alien, this is not. I don't even like Heian-kyo Alien, but it's a better game than this. Street Rider is a better game. You'd be better off playing Crane Shinchan 6, aka Sanrio Carnival. I mean, I would play Boulder Dash 100 times before I play this again. Like, the controls in that game didn't make me want to throw the cartridge out the window. Hollow Magic Century is a better game. Like, Hollow Magic Century might be a bad Mr. Do, but at least it better resembles Mr. Do as far as maze games go. You know, it kind of doesn't mess with the formula too much. You're better off playing regular Mr. Do on Game Boy, but I would take Hollow Magic Century over this. It's worse than Zoid's Densetsu. Castellion is a better game. And I hate saying that Castellion is better than anything, but it is better than this. West Story is a better game. You know what? Bot Simpsons Escape from Camp Deadly? I mean, that game is awful, but it has better controls than this. Like, that's the main problem with Top Secret. The controls are terrible. And it just feels awful to play. It's like they tried to make a Mr. Do-like, or maybe a Crush Roller-like, and just, it failed miserably. Like, yeah, I mean, it's worse than Trump Boy. Like, Trump Boy is barely a game, but it's better than this. It's not as bad as Superman, though. Like, I would take this over Superman. Not by much, but I would still take it over that. But it's worse than NFL football. So it's our new number 206. Top Secret Superman. Okay, well, you know what? I've got a bit more time, so let's play one more game. Let's bring out the next multi-cart that we want to do. This is one I think I picked up while I was on my break, and I've wanted to show it off ever since. It is... Hold on, let me read out the name. Top 100 Classic Game Combination 128M All Save No Repeat 101 UC 100M01. And it looks like this. You probably can't really see it because camera isn't really going to zoom in. But features a whole bunch of games. So let me put this cartridge away since we're done with this one. And let's get a start on this cartridge. So this is the one that I'm going to play from this point onwards, and hopefully we get some good games. Oh, apologies. Hopefully it works. Okay, here we go. So this is what the 101 looks like. Color GB 101. So we got 100 games on this. So let's have a think. You know, we take a look at the games on this page. Obviously, the menu itself may look familiar. I've played a few other multi-carts with the same menu, like 2 or 3 others. Now, some of these games I've looked at already, and in fact, the vast majority of the games on this cartridge I've looked at before. But there are some games that I have not looked at yet, so let's take a look at those. I'm going to do one today, and then we'll do the rest next time, or I'll try to do the rest next time anyway. So, like I say, some of these games I have done already. So we have Pokémon Diamond and Jade. Those are actually the Telefang bootlegs that I've played before. Pokémon Crystal and Gold, I will actually take a look at that as the last game for today. So, Pokémon Crystal is just the normal English version of the game. So we're going to play Pokémon Gold, and you'll see why in a bit. Pokémon Green, well, that's Pokémon Generation 1. I've done that one, but we'll take a look at that in a bit. Just because I want to... You'll see why. Digital Monster, I'm looking forward to that. Mega Man Extreme, yes, I do have the real Mega Man Extreme, and we'll see how that compares to Zook Hero. X-Man Wolverine, just the one X-Man, because they couldn't afford the license for any of the other ones. Return Ninja, and Super Mario 4, which I have looked at before. That is the Super Mario ROM hack of Crane Shinchan 4. But some of these other ones I have not looked at. So let's just briefly look at Pokemon Green, and you'll see why. So as you see, from Creatures... Yeah. Why am I looking at this one? Well, this is the reason why. Here we go, starring a blue Gengar, for some reason. Oh! Yes, Pokemon Green version! Famously starring Squirtle, you know, my favourite character from the Green version. As note, also, Pokemon Green version and the whole game's in blue. So yeah, in case you couldn't figure it out, so literally they just took the blue version and just changed the title and called it a day. So I mean, I had to show that off just because it's funny to me. Anyway, let's take a look at one more game for today. And we're going to do Pokemon Gold, because you know, I kind of skipped over Pokemon Generation 2 on one of the previous multicarts, and having skipped over all those RPGs on the previous cartridge, I figure it is time to look at another one. And, you know, it just doesn't feel right if I do, you know, the Telefang ROM hacks and not this game. And I have played this game a fair amount in the past, so I kind of know what I think about it already. Also, I do apologise for the noise in the background, by the way. I've been washing running the whole time, and it's only started making noises now. But here we are. Yep, good old Jigglypuff and Pikachu. You got Pikachu, you got Fox. Do you got Bowser? I don't think you do. Certainly don't have Doug Bowser. But yes. Pokemon Gold Pocket Monsters from Pikachu Incorporated, my favourite company. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Let's go for fast speed. So yeah, as you've probably figured out, this is not a real translation. This is a bit of a questionable one. Let's go for type 7 just because. Okay. Hey, hey, baby. Ooh, ah, I wanna know. Okay, could you tell me the time? Okay, let's actually put this in correctly. So it is currently 5. Yes. So it is currently. What's the time? Yes, 16 minutes past 5. 16 Michigans, apparently. We are in the Elf's world. We have returned. Welcome to the Pokemon world. Okay, here we go. Pokemon's Professor. Yep, good old Pikablu. You know, everyone's favourite. I'm just saying that to annoy all the Pokemon diehards out there. So I want to see if there's anything really funny about this translation, which is the reason I picked it. I could have gone for the Crystal version, but I'm also like, well, we all know what Pokemon is. I wanted to at least look at a version that's a little bit different. I wanted to have Vietnamese Crystal, but I don't have that one. Who are you? I am new. I'm going to put my name down as... You know, just because I can. Let's put my name down as... No! No! Is it back? Oh, Jelks? No, it's Jelly. There we are. Pocket Mosters. Yeah, see, I'd rather be a Pocket Moster as opposed to a Pocket Leaster. Let's go. See you later! Okay, let's see what we've got. So this is the computer. Wait, could you not play as a girl in this? Was that only added in the Western version? Or the remake? I could have sworn you could. Yeah, maybe that wasn't in the Japanese version. Anyway. Oh yeah, here we go. Listen, Oaks Publication! Pokemon Channel! This Jeremy! Yeah, whatever that means. Oh, was it... Okay, yeah, because Crystal was the version I played before. So, whatever differences this has from Crystal... Because I did try to play through Crystal once, and... Well, basically the game crashed before I could beat it. Like, I lost the save file and the cartridge died. So as you can see, yeah, I've got a different map. So this is Johto, though you do visit Kanto later on. Though I do find it really funny that on the bottom it says Johto! That's not normally how you spell that, but okay. Ah, good old Kogane. I forget what it's called in the English version, but yeah. Obviously, the English version had not yet been released when they made this translation. Also, yes, the well. Well. He did say well a lot. Oh, here we go. Hey, Jelly! Yes, Utsugi, my favourite character from Pokemon. It's kind of funny that they just use the Japanese names. Like some of these characters already existed in the first game. Well, Saturday. Saturday is the day. They do the animation when you encounter them. Okay. Like I say, again, the Crystal version is the one that I've played. Haven't really played Gold or Silver. A movie. two kids traveling looking a star better. I gotta go. Trying to see if there's anything good about this. On the see, I just remember something about volcano bake meat in one of these translations. I don't think it's this one. I think this may be a fan translation. Everything is clean. Mom makes the best hamburger. Yeah, I think... Is it Vietnamese Crystal where they talk about volcano bake meat? Again, I wish I had that version, because I would totally play it. Itsugi for a new Pokemon. Jelly-O. So I think you're on here, don't you? Oh, no, hold... Oh. Yeah, I thought you meant to talk to the kid first. Okay, I guess not. Welcome to my lab. Oh, wait, is this Professor Elm? I think it may be. Oh, yeah. No. Because I remember around Pokemon Crystal, it only worked on a Game Boy Color. But I guess this version works on a regular one. So, which one do you want to play as? Yeah, Cyndaquil sounds good. Let's do that. Hinoa. Yeah, my favourite one, Hinoa. No relation to Quinoa. Yes, let's... Oh. Okay, a bit of a problem that I can only enter names that are 5 letters long. I guess Cinder? This is spelled with a Y, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. Mr. Oak is in Yoshino City. Great. Heal the Pokemon over there. See, that's one thing I do like. I think in the original, like, Gen 1, you actually went home to heal. In this one, you just go to the lab, which I guess kind of makes sense. Jelly, good boy, take this for you. Okay, I'm liking this one. We are only 2. So, we are really busy. Great. Okay, let's talk to Gary or whoever it is. Gary or Akira or whatever his name is in this one. Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Pokemon Lab. Okay, so I think... Yeah, so you try to walk out and then he's like, oh, you gotta go back to the lab and figure out how to catch Pokemon. Pokemon has evolved from Pikachu. Oh, hold on. Is this the radio with They Live? Did this one? Okay. Oak's Pokemon Claire's and me as assist Oak Ratter Road 92. They live! Or no, is that 32? I can't even tell. Good teammate. Drowse Road 35. They live! Drowse evil. Important. Upa. Biomiracle Pakuti Upa. They live. Upa River Strong. See, now you're just playing Wordle really badly. They live. But, yeah, I don't think this is a bootleg translation. Again, I think this is a fan-made one. But, yeah, you can see why I picked this one and not just regular Crystal. For me. Pokemon channel. What is that, his theme song? Pokemon channel. Get the Pokemon into the battle. Okay, gives protect important. So I guess it's meant to be like a tutorial thing, except they translated it really badly, so it doesn't make any sense. Like bells. I mean, I'm guessing that's meant to be Bellsprouts, but who knows? Like, you tell me. It's like Growl. Is it Growleaf? Spearow? So they didn't bother to translate the full names, but they can give you the first 5 letters. Spear won't finish important. Geodude. Or Godu, however you pronounce that. Really? Cool. Pokemon channel. So much better than all the other channels. Wait, can I quit this? Okay. No! I don't want to go back in. Okay, let me get on with the game. Yes, Mr. Geodude. What's home? Hey, Jelly. Professor Utsugi looks really busy. I wonder if you get to a certain point in this, and then the rest of the game is just in Japanese. Like, they only translate a part of it. A TV! Well, thanks for that. Okay, let's just trigger the next cutscene. Pokemon lurks in the bushes. Oh, is there no cutscene here? I thought there was. Okay, let's actually go into a fight. Give me a fight. It's not doing it. Or do I just not get a fight at this point? Maybe I have to go further into the game before it does that. If your... Okay, wrong your. If your Pokemon is injured, avoid the bushes to prevent fighting. Right. Good thing I could do that, because I sure couldn't do that in most other games like this. Ugh. That's what made me quit Phantasy Star. Just the fact that you basically could not avoid fights, and you were constantly just stuck in them. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck this. Oh, no. Okay, we got it. Oh, the theme. But it also heard this. Okay, so we got the Sentret, or Otach, as it's also known. You know, my favourite, Otach. Also, yeah, the fact that you only get, like, 5-letter names is kind of a problem. But, I mean, still playable, at least. That's what's going on. Hold on. What does this lead to? Is this the town? You can't go up yet, but you can go down. Thanks. Pokemon around here are different places, different Pokemon. Well, that's... I mean, that's kind of just common sense if you ever played this. A wild Pidgey appears. So, like, they translated some of the names, but, like, anything that wasn't in Generation 1, they didn't know what the name is. Also, I may actually die here. Yeah. Oops. Oh, wait, okay. Cinder using Nut Heals. Okay, I think we might make it. No. I can't lose to Pidgey. Great. No, I'll probably end up losing anyway. Because the game decided they wanted me to lose. Well, we'll hinders on this. Yep, knew it was going to do that. There we go, lose like 5 minutes into the game. Hold on, I didn't like get reset, did I? No. I was going to say, that's not a thing Pokemon does, I don't think. So you basically have to hope you don't get a level 4 Pokemon that you have to fight at the beginning. Hold on. Was I meant to trigger like a cutscene, like, somewhere in this area? Like I say, it has been a while since I played this, to be fair. So you have to excuse my inability to play properly. Yeah, and of course, my character is an idiot that just misses everything. Because that's what happens when I play. I always just go for, like, whichever move it hits 100%, I just go for that. Because my luck is non-existent. Yeah, but this is my strategy. You just keep getting killed over and over until I progress. Because, I mean, whatever strategy is there. So, well, worst one that happens is I get sent in to a different part of the map. Learn Smoke. Unfortunately, couldn't learn a defensive attack, which would be far more useful. Jelly! Yeah, so they got the badges on a separate page because the game is complicated enough to demand that. So, you know, of course, you got all your favourite characters. Wingman, Bugman, Normal Man, Ghost Man, Shock Man, Steel Man, Iceman, and Dragon Man. I know they're not all men. I just wanted to go for the Mega Man sort of principle. Also, yes, I cannot cut at this stage in the game. Which may be a problem. That tree cut? Well, unfortunately I can't. So what is over here? Try not to die. And inevitably get killed immediately. Yeah, level 2, we're fine. See what I'm just missing immediately. Also, I don't get what it says. So, NR, I'm guessing, is normal and not Norwich. It'd be funny if it turned out to be. It's just like, yeah, this is the Norwich move. So yeah, apparently that was a critical hit. So we have to talk to this man. Catch Pokemon here only at night. Oh, that's right, yeah, because this had a day-night cycle. Nut get. Really put nut in. Can I actually use it now or not? Oh no, this is a. Yeah, that's right, you have the phone system. Let's call Utsuki. Let's see what nonsense he spits out in this version. Hi, Jelly. Don't be silly. If a Pokemon is very hurt, make it rest. And welcome to Saday. Saday? Something awful day? Okay, we should be good. Fruit tree. We didn't find anything. Oh, and now we just suddenly went to nighttime. Great. Well, thankfully this isn't Castlevania 2 and the game just suddenly got a lot harder. Oh, here we go. The old man. Are you a beginner trainer? Oh no, it's just going to drag me around the map. Okay, we're not going to bother. So I do want to try to show off a bit more of the game. Okay, let's do another fight. See if I can get to level 7 at least. Yeah, Norwich type Pokemon. So much better than the Ipswich type Pokemon, I find. You know, got more offensive qualities. But are they as good as the Peterborough Pokemon? The classic Peterborough Penguins? Hold up, what does smoke actually do? Is that like, reduce accuracy, I think? I think it might be. Yeah, hit percent down. But no effect. Okay, hopefully that works. Yeah, defense down, whatever. Oh, is he just going to keep doing tail whip over and over? Fine. I'm just going to go on the offensive because I'm a fool! But I'm a fool who won. So am I really that much of a fool? To get level 7. Okay. Is this the Poker Center? Yeah, it is. Normally it says Poke, doesn't it? I guess that's another like idiosyncrasy of the Japanese version. Unfortunately, I don't have like a proper save file to come back to. Maybe I should have tried to get a save file going on one of these cartridges, but I just didn't feel like doing that. Comm Center on the 2F was built recently. So that's just if you want to play 2-player. And I don't really have a way of doing that here. Right now, at least. Okay, shop. Or mart, or whatever you want to call it. Hello! Hello! Shopping! We've got potion, antidote. Oh, is that it? Okay. Might as well buy a potion just in case. Done! And I can't remember what else you do in this town. Okay, here's Old Man. As Pokemon trader, you should collect the badge from all gyms. Well, that's what I was planning to do anyway. When I grow up, I will try my best to become gym leader. Okay, so is this going to be more nonsense if I go to this one? Oh, I think I may have actually quit it. Just says a TV. Pokemon books, as opposed to those books that aren't about Pokemon. They're about cheese. No, this one's empty. Grandfather close to PC can fix your Pokegear to be able to see town map. Okay, I guess you actually have to talk to him now. Oops. With fighting experiments, Pokemon changes a lot. This Pokemon changes looks amazing! I have no idea what that means. Also, all these houses look pretty much the same when you go inside. Fine. So I guess I have to do this to get to the next part. I was kind of hoping this was optional. This is just kind of like, yep, this is stuff that you should already know if you've played the first game. Many people are fighting there. That's just saying that there are trains you have to fight. Just some random dude just standing on the cliff. Just like, yep, nothing to see here. My house. Take this present for you! If you put C card on Pokegear, it's better try it. Oh, whatever. Yeah, so I think you go to this menu now, and now you can look at the map. So basically, it's just so you're not having to go into people's houses to check the map, where you want to know where you are in relation to everything else. So, Medat's Tower. So, is that for... No, it's not for gym, is it? But here we go. On Juto. Wait, what does that say? Pokegear for traveling. Okay, let's save. Just because. Just because I can do it. Do not turning off Game Boy! It's okay, I did not turn it off. What does it say? Oh, that's just, yeah, the town that you're in. Also, I don't think I can actually catch Pokemon at this point. There wasn't a place to collect Pokeballs. A wild Ho-Ho appears! That is actually the name. Like, the correct name, isn't it? Oh no, I think it was called, like, Hoot Hoot? Or whatever its name was. I forget. Something like that. It's been a little while since I've played this generation. Like I say, I've played through the first one. And I've played a lot of this one, but never finished it. Which, again, not really the fault of the game. It's just a case of the cartridge stopped working. Oh, here we go. Jellyphone Potion! Thank you. There we go. I think this is called a Hoot Hoot, isn't it? But once I get that Flame Blast, that's when you know you're in business. Yeah, your growl isn't going to do anything against me. I got fire on my back. And that's when you know you're up to something good. You're cooking it up. Something. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. I am just talking a load of nonsense, as I always do. But, you know, if I wasn't talking nonsense, would it really be a JP stream? I don't think it would. Yes, this is the correct music. So, I'm playing Gold version, and Maybe they changed the music here a bit for Crystal? I can't remember offhand. But no, I think this is... No, this is how the music is supposed to sound. It's just kind of a funny translation. That's it, really. Try to get up to level 8 and then continue with the game. What does this kid have to say? That's it. Yep, that's really helpful. Let's go to level 8 and then we'll go back to the gym because I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Pearl. I mean, I've played a few of the games. I played the remake of this, like, back when that came out. What was it, Heart Gold and Soul Silver? And I played a fair bit of that as well, but I never actually... I don't think I ever finished that one either. Like, I played it somewhat. But I don't know. I've always wanted to go back and try to finish Gen 2, because I never did. Okay, let's do one more fight and then we'll go back. I'm probably going to end the stream in, I don't know, like 15 minutes maybe. But I do want to at least play enough of this game so we can see a decent amount of it. Because showing off these games is what it's all about. But I don't know. I mean, personally, I never really had much interest in Pokemon beyond Gen 2. Like, I've played Gen 5 and wasn't really into it. And I may have played, like, a tiny amount of a couple of the other games and didn't really bother beyond that. But I don't know. I liked this game, playing it at the time. And I like Gen 1 for its kind of weirdness. Yes, heal. So I can't remember if you just talk to the dude and it triggers the cutscene, or if you have to do something else in the other town. Oh, I didn't get rare candy, did I? Forget where they show up. Actually, let me check the timer, because in the Telefang bootleg, the timer was all off. Yeah, it seems like the timer is going super fast. And I don't think it does that. I think it's supposed to go normal speed, but... Yeah, the timer is going way faster than it's supposed to. But I do want to try to get to the next part of the game. Try to trigger something. Trigger your life! I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking nonsense. See, it's always annoying when, like, you always start off with a move that doesn't have 100% accuracy. I like having moves with 100% accuracy, just in the interest of knowing that I can hit the opponent. Because when it's just like, oh, you missed, I hate when games do that. Like, when it happens all the time. It's one of the pet peeves I have. Part of the reason I don't play RPGs, really, for the most part. No, it's the wrong way. I mean, I could just run from the fights, but, you know, you kind of need the experience anyway. Especially when you're level 8. You kind of have to work your way up. Gotta work my way back. Or whatever I'm talking about, I don't even know at this point. Though it's really funny, in the original game, like first gen, there was a bug where no matter what move you used, it always had a chance of missing. Like there was one specific value that would always miss no matter what. Thankfully they fixed that for Gen 2. I mean, in general, like Gen 2 is a far more solidly built game than the original. What is it, like there was a whole story about Satoru Iwata visiting Game Freak and saw just how much of a mess the code was. And was like, okay, we're gonna fix this. You know, this is Pokemon. This is going to be, like, the big game. And, yeah, I guess that kind of involvement kind of helps quite a bit. Actually, let's do one more. And then we'll go. Yeah. I will not lose this time. Smoke, go! Just like lowering the opponent's accuracy. It's always funny to see them miss. But no effect. I like that they just keep putting, yeah, just ellipses, just constantly for no reason. Hooray! Level 9, let's go. I didn't learn any moves though. I don't know when you get to learn other attack moves that are better. But apparently it's not level 9. What do I do here? So I don't think there's a gym in this town. I think it's just kind of a town. And, I don't know, maybe I have to talk to the old man. Try to get a many Pokemon, then take care of Pokemon with your kindness. Okay. Find the lure. No, we'll do this first. Because I don't trust this game. I get the feeling I'm just going to get bodied on just a random fight. See, this is the way I play. Just whenever I get the chance, just always fill my health back up right away. Because that's how I do it. I play carefully. Slow and steady makes it to the end of the race. And I don't care if I win. I just want to make it. But okay, I want to check the time in the game. Yeah, 6 hours 42. I don't know why the timer changed. It's weird. It just seems to go a lot faster than it's meant to. Nuts, get! Shall we put nuts in items? Okay, here we go. Do you know that Pokemon eats nuts? I will give you some. Oh, we got another one. Nice. Chop the trees. Well, sure to do that. As I have been doing. Grandpa Pokemon head. Oh yeah, got the really old ones on this road. What is this building? Grandpa Pokemon? Yeah, it's my favourite character, Mr. Grandpa Pokemon. A Nut Ant. I don't remember what Nut Ant is. Is that for, like, improving your, I don't know, attack power during a fight? I was waiting for you. Give this to Dotsu. Oh yeah, this is the thing you do at the start of the game. Then you go back and then you have to do the fight. So I sent a mail. Unfortunately, I don't have the bike at this point. Jojo, you are jelly! What? Who's Jojo? Mitsu gave you one Pokemon. I feel like Pokemon are good partners. Seems like you are really interested in Pokemon trading. Because of that, I have some important to ask you. Here it is. Here is the Pokedex. It is a Pokemon Index that will record all the data of the Pokemon that you will find in all your quest. Your one quest. It works automatic. Great. I want you to meet as many Pokemon, then make this book perfect. Oh, stay too long. Going to Kagane City. Bye-bye, Jelly. Great. So we're going back. Rest first. Okay, well, that didn't really affect anything. I didn't actually fight anyone. Take care of it. Oh yeah, he also got the phone calls and this. Oh no, Jelly! I don't know what to say, it is terrible. Come back as soon as you can. Okay, let's see what's going on down there. Oh no, not... Is it Paris? No, it's not. I can't remember what this is. least. Oh no. Is this one of those things that just you have to wait like several turns before you can do anything? No, it's a different move. I think I might be thinking of Bind. So let's go back to where I came. And try to advance the next part, because I want to always do that before I end the stream. Of course he decides to be a tit and just miss. Yeah, that's how I define things. If you miss, you're a tit. And I'm constantly being a tit. For that reason. Okay, let's at least just go back to the start. Oh, here we go. Yep, gotta do this bit. Great. Yeah, I don't think you know what anyone in this game is saying. Yeah, of course, at this point, you can't actually, Also, they didn't even bother to name the character. Well, I think I got a decent chance of winning this, given the fact that I'm level 9. Just yeah, case of whatever it's called. Endurance. But of course, because my character misses constantly, I'm just going to die anyway. It's like every third attack is just, so I'm going to miss that. That's why I always replace tackle. Okay, I did it. Hooray! But I still didn't level up. Jelly defeats. Happy to win. Oh, I'm happy to win. I'll become the strongest Pokemon trainer. Fine, I'll just do this then. Do you want Pokemon to get some rest? Yes. Come back soon. Okay, let's just go back to the start of the game, do the quest thing, and then I think we'll be done. Oh, nope, can't go that way. Actually, what do you have to say? Pokemon's injured? Okay, well, talk to you already. Okay, see if I can get to level 10. And we'll do the thing. There we go. Yeah, make it so you have to do an extra turn to win. Just because it's a thing you can do in this. But I don't think so, because I'm too cool for that. Fine, we'll do one more. Because I think level 10 might be where you get an extra move. So this should be enough. Boom! Hooray! We got level 10! But we didn't get any moves. But we did get level 10 as 2 digits. That's a whole extra digit. That's how good I am. They need that extra digit just for me. Okay, here we go. Somebody stole Pokemon from the lab. Seems to be a red-headed boy. Did you fight with him? What is his name? Okay, now we have to name him. You know, I'm gonna say his name is yeah, his name is Mocha Poinba. Thank you for your cooperation. Take it easy. What is the big Oaks discovery? We got a Wonder Egg. Pokemon Egg. This is a really huge discovery. Did you get Pokédex from Oak? He knows you'll become a great trainer. To become a trainer, you have to fight against Pokemon gyms. Closest gym is in Kikyu City. Whatever. Say bottle. You already have one. Yes, don't be greedy. Also, check the bin. Floor. So it's Pokeball, it's for you. Have to catch wild Pokemon, use Pokeballs. Fine. Oh. Nope, now this dude shows up. How many Pokemon have you caught? Fine. Let's see this man do his thing. And then we'll probably call it, because it's coming up to 6 PM, and... You know, I don't want to spend forever on this game. Oh. Oh, no, don't tell me the game crashed. Okay. Game's just auto-controlling the thing. For a second, I thought it was just like a glitch with this translation where you're supposed to avoid this. It wouldn't surprise me for some of these translations, like some of the early ones at least. Retta catched. Yes, you did the catch. Yes, you catched the Ratta. That's how that works. And it's still stuck on the screen. Yep, can't do anything here. Okay, eventually it works. I don't know why it's that slow. Doesn't really make sense, but whatever. But, yeah, let's just... Whatever. Let's see if we can find one that's like level 4 or 5. See if it works. Okay, you know what, screw it. Let's just do this one. I know Rattata is not normally one that you would bother catching anyway. Unless you felt that way. Let's do it. Just to say that I... Because, you know, we gotta have more than one Pokemon. I can't have a one Pokemon party. That's not how it works. There we go. Ratta catched. Will chew on anything with its fangs plus. Right. Put Nick. Fine, we're going to call it... yeah, it's going to be Nick. Nick the Rattata. My favourite. Anyway, I think that'll do for the stream. Let's get this game saved, and then we'll rank it. Oh, overwrite last report? Yes, don't mind if I do. Because actually, I want to come back to this multi-cart next week and see if it actually keeps my save. But anyway, where does Pokemon Generation 2 go on this list? Well, it certainly doesn't go in this area. You know, suffice to say, it goes a little bit higher, I think. You know, it's certainly better than Superman. It's better than Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge. I think it's a little bit better than Snoopy no Hajimete no Utsukai. And it's better than Snoopy's Magic Show. Or sorry, Snoopy Magic Show. It's better than Pile Wonder. It's better than Looney Tunes. It's certainly better than James Bond 007, which is soon to be X Top 100 game. It's better than Boxall. It's better than Mr. Do. It's better than Spot the video game. It's better than both the monochrome and colour versions of Drop Zone. It's better than Robocop. But is it better than Pokemon Generation 1? Well, let's think about it, because Pokemon Generation 1 was a really good start to the series. It did a lot of things right, had a lot of interesting ideas, the whole catching Pokemon thing, building up your party, you know, how you evolve them, the whole net play thing, you know. There was a lot of good stuff to it. But it was kind of jank, there was some weirdness to it. It was surprisingly unrefined, if you go back and play it. Just some weird bugs, you know, obviously missing no, but also the thing where no move was guaranteed to hit even though some of them were supposed to. just weirdness like that. And, you know, Generation 2, they have the day and night cycle. You've got a larger map, because you have Johto and Kanto. You got more Pokemon. I mean, there's what, like 250 something. There's just more in the game. It's basically Pokemon, but more. It's more polished, but it doesn't change it too much. Like, a lot of what makes the first generation as good as it is also here. It doesn't really lose anything that made the first one good. It just improves on it and adds a lot more. So it's certainly better than Pokemon Generation 1. Better than Super Mario Land 2. It's better than Nintendo World Cup. It's better than Tetris. It's certainly better than V-Rally Championship Edition. It's better than Soul Falchion. As good as Soul Falchion is, I think Pokemon Gen 2 is a little bit better. It's better than the international version of Space Invaders. As much as it may make a great use of the Super Game Boy, I think Pokemon Generation 2's got a bit more going for it. It's better than King of Fighters 96. It's just got a lot more content. But is it better than Bubble Ghost? Because Bubble Ghost is like the ideal, the platonic ideal of what you would want from a Game Boy game. That's why it's as high on the list as it is. But I'm trying to think of like bad things about Pokemon Generation 2. And it's really just kind of reservations I have with all RPGs, really. Just kind of, you know, you have attacks that aren't guaranteed to hit, but you can alleviate that problem by just getting other Pokemon. You know, you can get a party of 6. They fight one at a time. Really good soundtrack, good presentation all around. There's a lot to do in the game. Like, Bubble Ghost, as great as it is a very short game once you've got the hang of it. It takes a lot of practice to get to that point. But yeah, I think it is better than Bubble Ghost. But is it better than Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3? I mean, that game's got a whole ton of endings available, depending on how many coins you have. Like, there's a lot in Wario Land as well. There's a lot of replayability to it. You don't really have multiplayer in Wario Land, though. So it makes it a bit difficult to choose between them. Because Wario Land is a top-tier game. But so is Pokemon Generation 2. But Pokemon Generation 2 is that whole thing of you've got to play all the different gens to get all the Pokemon, you know, if you want to do that. You know, Wario Land doesn't make you do that. You just play the copy of the game that you have. You don't need to, like, keep trading and all this. So it avoids kind of all the business of having to do all that that Pokemon has. Like, there's residual weirdness to being a Pokemon game. And I think that kind of holds it back just a little bit. Yeah, Pokemon Generation 2 is our new number 2. But hey, it is the silver. Even though technically I'm playing the gold version here, but you know, it is the silver. You know, Bubble Ghost is the bronze. Wario Land is the gold. You know, the holy trinity of gaming. But, yeah, anyway. That will be it for today. Come back next time where we will get to play other such classics as Digital Monster, Mega Man Extreme, X-Men Wolverine, Return Ninja 4, and whatever other games are on this cartridge that I have not yet looked at. So, see you then.